All right, I think I'm live now. For today, if you guys could do me a favor, if my lips start not matching the video, please let me know. I found out how I'm supposed to fix that. There's a delay in there that I can modify. So thank you very much. Bridgman, 17. Thank you for becoming TPL travelers. So it's the bigger one. I think that's like, I don't even know how much is that. Is that $15 or $20, something like that? Thank you. That's really awesome. Appreciate it very much. Guys, I made a big mistake in the thumbnail. It was late. I don't know. I'm not going to make excuses. I clicked the wrong one. It looks exactly the same, but one says mystery guest because I did have a mystery guest. There's no mystery guest. I'm sorry, I put the wrong one. I fixed it since because I saw your comments here of people saying, I wonder if it was a YouTuber. Sorry there, brother. And good evening. But yeah, somebody's saying Scotty boy. Like, I've never met the guy. But as far as I know, he's not here. So, no. So that's on me, okay? It's on me. There is no mystery guest. I'm sorry about that. We do have a guest. Remember the young guys that came on the show, and they were talking about, like, they're like 20, thank you very much. They're like 20 years old, and they had just moved. They came to the Philippines, and they each got a girl and all that stuff, and they were interviewed here. And also we did a walk around the city with them after they've been here for 30 days. When Tony was like, he's 23, I think he was, might be 24. I feel bad if it was, but either way. And then he's going back and he's making money, and then he's got his girl here, and they have a condo and everything, and he just goes back for a few months, works construction, and then comes back and lives his life here for a few months and rotates. Anyway, because Catherine, cannot even move. She's laying down. If you don't know, she just had the surgery and everything. And so his girlfriend, Sai, I believe is her name, she just showed up this morning, brought McDonald's. I'm like, it's not great food, but it's okay, I'm kidding. So she's hanging out with her Catherine now, and I know there's other, I think Irene's coming from David and Irene, and other wives and girlfriends. They're all coming to visit Catherine because she couldn't come to the Expat meetup yesterday. I will tell you that it was, it's August. It's August. August is dead everywhere. It is the worst month, I feel like, anywhere in the Philippines for travel. It's supposed to be much worse rainy season than you're seeing, but this is a different kind of year. And so I think our numbers were like 44, 45, 40, something in the 40s. There were more that probably came after me because I started getting one of my cluster migraines. I only stayed 3 hours. But, not complaining. It's still a good turnout, but certainly not the record-breaking that we did 2 months ago. My God. But anyway, it was good. We met a lot of new people to Roxas City. Never been here, that kind of thing. Some visiting, but some actually who came this week, found a house to rent, and they'll be moving in the next few days. They're staying at the hotel right now. Another couple, they just bought a house across the beach, not directly on the beach, but on the other side of the street. And one of the barangays down here, and they were telling me they just locked in the purchase of that house, so they'll be moving into there when once all the paperwork's done. And who else? Oh yeah, there's another guy. He just rented an apartment, and then also even some guy who's been here for 8 months, and somehow I keep missing him, but he's only tried a couple times. And he works in aerospace, and so his job is so in high demand as an aerospace engineer that he only has to work 2 months of the year. So he spends 10 months of the year here with his new Filipino wife, and for 3 years I think they've been now. And then he turns around and takes a contract for 2 months that pays big money, and he just flies back to America, does those 2 months, comes right back and lives the other 10 months. That pays to be in such a good trade, eh? Anyway, so for some reason my chat doesn't seem to be moving, but I see you guys are moving on this one, so hopefully it'll just catch up when I move on this thing. So anyway, that's the plan. That's what's been going on. Expat meetup was really good. We did have plans for some travel this week that clearly is not happening. Catherine's not going anywhere. So we'll push that out a couple of weeks, but we'll see. So there you go. That's how Catherine is recovering. It's getting better. Like she can get up now and go to the bathroom without too much. Like it was really not. She barely could move. You have to drag her around, right? And then and now she's like, and she makes her way. I think in the next couple days, like she'll even want to walk like down just to the beach and back, that kind of thing. And within 2 weeks, I think she'll be able to walk freely and just, still be careful. But, it's the stitches and the pain from, obviously they do a lot of cutting. So that's all got to heal. So there you go. Yep, recovering well. Thank you very much. Good morning, Michael from New Jersey. Thank you very much. Yeah, sorry, no longer. Surprise! It's just me. Sorry. Hello from the Bay Area, California. Thank you very much. Oh, they're not matching. Okay. Good. Well, now I can see if it fixes. If you guys want to bear with me here, I can go in, I go properties, and I'll put like 50 hertz, something like that. Okay. Give it a few minutes and let's see if I matched now. If not, I can just keep bumping it up until they line up perfectly. It'll be good once we get it. And then I won't have to touch it anymore. So if you guys bear with me, this will help all live streams. So thank you very much. Hello, where are you? I'm at my house in Roxas City, Capiz, same island as Boracay and Iloilo. Good morning, Michael. Hey, Ralph. How are things with Cat now? Yeah, so doing very good. Thank you very much, Ralph. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for everything, brother. You're always there. Support us. Come to the Beaver. Come to our different outings. Give me a tour of your new house being built. The wind is on the mic. Thank you. I'll move this behind me. No more wind on the mic. Oh, no, super chat. Hey! Wow. Thank you. A lot of people think I was begging or something. I'm like, did you guys see a Gcash or a PayPal link or anything like that at all? Did I ever? Oh, I did not ask you guys for money. I even said in there, like, we had a savings account as we were saving for a vehicle, and a very more specific kind of vehicle, because we really liked like what Frank and Phil let me use for a long time, that the Beast, we called it. It's a Fortuner, right? They're very reliable, diesel, and as much as diesel's up in price right now, diesel uses so less fuel. It's a much more safer vehicle to drive. It's Toyota, so the parts are everywhere in this country. There's everything about it. I like that truck, and I was like, okay. I looked online, and a used one's about 600,000 to 700,000 pesos. And so we started a savings fund for that. And we're already at like, I think it was 240,000 or something. And so we were able to take from that. It's not like I'm one of those people who tell Catherine that we're broke when we're not, right? I stick to a budget, right? So if I tell her we still have this, then maybe she'll influence me or persuade me to spend more than we should. And so I'm very, very careful. So I appreciate you guys. Obviously, super chats are amazing and really appreciate it very much. And before people get too excited, oh my God, I saw you got $200. YouTube takes 50 or 60%. I don't know if super chats. It's at least 50. So it's not as crazy as you think. And I appreciate it very much. All the people who say that people who do YouTube shouldn't get paid anything. Google should be making all the money. I don't know when society turned into that. That's like saying actors and actresses who make a video and put it on Netflix, only Netflix should make the money. The studio should get nothing. The people who act in them get no money. The director should get no money. I don't understand it. You're spending your time watching YouTube. YouTube is now the most watched in the world of anything. And so the most time and everything is spent on YouTube. And this is just, this is the new times. This is where it is. And if you're not making content people want to watch, nobody will watch. So anyway, thank you very much, Scott Rose. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Very much appreciated. And thank you so much. I got to check to see if the mic is a little bit better. Let me know if the mic's a little bit better now, because it has 40-second delay or something, or 15 or 30. A bit delay. Ooh, okay, good. I got it. So I'm going to go back in. We're going to pump it up another little bit to 100. All right, Now we're gonna find out. Don't mind my hair. I was wearing my hat. It's hot, so I was like, oh, see, somebody got me this LA Dodgers hat. Thank you guys. Seriously. All these people bring me hats to the Canadian Beaver. I appreciate you very much. I have such a big hat collection. It's great. And I wear them all. It's not just a collection, you know? I actually wear them. Oh, I have 2 of them actually because this is my second channel. The other one was like 133,000 when I, you know, you guys know the story, then you know the story. And so I have 2 silver plaques. I both say that Philippines Life because they're, you know, I moved the channel name to this new one. And so I have 2 of them. They're in our living room, but the ocean's a better view than a plaque. So I do have them. So there we go. There we go. Let me go back up here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very, very appreciative. I don't know why my thing is jumping around. If you guys hear the grinding noise and everything, I apologize. We have some construction as usual to our neighbor's house. They're almost done. It might be that neighbor too. I'm a little confused by the sound. Hey, another $10. Sherman 30, ALB, thank you very much. And of course a member, if you see the star on there, that's because they're a member of the channel too, so that's awesome. Thank you very much, Sherman. It's really, really appreciated. Awesome, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I'm expecting Scotty Boy to wash up on the beach behind you. Yeah, you know, I did notice that, like I don't go on these trend things that you see a lot of the vloggers, these guys do, and or talking heads. Maybe not so much the vloggers, but yeah, it's like everybody jumped on this Scotty bandwagon. Oh, he's being deported. Oh, this. Oh, this. Oh, this. You know, and they're just putting him in there, and or you know, whatever, just talking about him going to be deported or whatever, and but they don't know anything more than Scotty knows. And so, but then Scotty was like, I don't watch a lot of his videos, so I'm going to be honest, just because I don't have a lot of time, right? I'm always, it's nothing against Scotty. I don't have no idea. I've watched some of his stuff because he's very good at storytelling, and he's very good at like shock drama, if that makes sense. And so he anytime people troll him, he leaps onto that, and he literally takes advantage of that situation, right? So he doesn't hide from it; he plays into it. Does that make sense? But you know, we live 2 different lives and everything else. I don't know why anybody want to be single forever like that, like 30 years or whatever. Shoot me. But that's because I don't know, like I'm too goal oriented in everything in my life that I don't want to be running around like feel like I'm chasing my tail all the time. No offense, there's people that want to just date and the fact of looking for a new partner and dating actually is exciting and feels like living to them. Does that make sense? Where that to me is, I hate that. I have no problem being single, but I'm not going to run around and date. That sounds like drama. It sounds like a headache. I don't want to date 100 different girls. I don't want, and so I'm a goal-oriented sort of person. And so if I'm looking for a person in my life, I find it and I close it and I'm done, so that I can put that on the done shelf, you know. And does that make sense? Like, oh my God, like in order to have a balanced life, for me, I know everybody's different. For me, have balanced life is you have a good partner, because a good partner will, all your weak things, the things that you don't like doing, the things that that you don't enjoy doing, or whatever, your weaknesses and you're not very good at doing, your partner can fill all those weaknesses and you're stronger for it. That makes sense? That's how I feel. So I don't get it running around forever. I would worry that then you're always lonely, and then you'll one day be alone forever. Like at some point you want to find somebody, that right person, and then yeah. Anyway, I'm not judging Scotty or anything. Everybody's different. Everybody likes things differently. Thank you for the super chat. That's really awesome. But I think there you go. over the dramatic and entertaining. Exactly. Wait, and that's part of his entertainment, I think. Um, I said it before, and I'll say it before, so I don't want anybody to think, oh, you're promoting, or I'm not. Okay. When he was doing the clip-on camera, which basically was a hidden camera because his hands are free, and you could tell the people didn't know they were being filmed. When he was doing that back in the day, yeah, it got a lot of people because he would say, well, if they know they're being recorded, Filipinos are too shy. So he's admitting, I'm hiding the camera so that they talk the way they talk when there's no camera. And I don't have to say many more than that. How does that sound to you, right? Like that's not a good thing, right? But then I remember he went to a hotel, and now you got to keep in mind, in all the Philippines here, the staff that work in these places, in the big hotels, if you go to the SM or the big other grocery stores, the staff that are there, many of them are going to be OJT, on-the-job training. And so they could be high schoolers who are working for free in there. And that's what he had on the front cover of a thing, was one of the OJTs. And he said, it's something like, she showed me to my room, that kind of thing. And then you watch it, and he's going in, he's checking in. She has no clue she's being recorded. She's definitely not 18. She is an OJT. And then, he's insinuating by that thumbnail and everything, and then he gets her and he kind of flirty jokes and stuff like that. And so I said it at the time, this hidden camera thing, even though it's not hidden, they don't think you're recording. It's a small little thing just clipped onto you. You're not making it known. You're not vlogging like normal. He even said, I know in there, he was like, it's different because, you're not holding up a camera, so you're not talking to it, and so it's a different type of filming. And then, well, yeah, but you're not even talking to this one. And anyway, so you can see how, like, that whole thing, especially in a private building, when, again, an OJT, that kind of thing, then putting her on the thumbnail, like, this whole thing, it wasn't good. And then, just walking around with that. And then, of course, the Philippines became very clear. Everybody understood real quick about the law, even in the public, and actually even more so in public, and about filming people without their permission, that kind of thing, right? And so, he's got that hanging over him. I don't know if he's deleted all those videos or whatever. I don't know anything about this current stuff, but he clearly is not too worried. He's still here. He would have bounced. If you hire a good lawyer or whatever, you can get that. If there's nothing substantive behind it, you're probably going to be okay, unless whoever's complaining is a brother of a barangay captain or something. But anyway, that's my rant. That's all I know. But I'm not condoning those type of things that I saw on Scotty's channel. But he hasn't been doing them, as far as I've seen. He hasn't done anything outside of the of anything that's. He hasn't done anything problematic that I've seen recently. Anyway, he's a great storyteller. He doesn't even need any of that. $50. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. Thank you. Best to go? Wow. That's a lot. Or a night out when she's better. Definitely. It's hard to get her to go out. She is a homebody. She loves being at home. But the funny thing is like when other expat wives, and she clicks with some of them, and when she does go out and have a good time, she has such a great time. But it's almost like she doesn't have. Some people have addictive natures. She has like the opposite to the extreme. So she'll have such a great time, but then the next day she doesn't even think of going out. It's not even like I got to do that again or anything, and try to convince her, and she's like, nah. It's like, wow, you sure? You seem to have a great time. Oh, I had a good time, but nah. Wow. But luckily, some of her, the girls here in town, they'll be a little bit more pushy. They're like, no, I'm coming. And then she's like, fine. But if you just ask her, she'll always be like, no, because she is a homebody. She loves solo stuff. She likes to go to the gym when it's empty, that kind of thing. But if I say, okay, we're going to the Expat meetup or whatever, she's super social. Everybody loves her. She gets along with everybody. But yeah, she chooses to have very small, you know, just me and Laura mostly around us, if her family comes and stuff. But anyway, I'm glad to see that people said, no, I'm coming over, and she's having a great time right now. Thank you very much. $50. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Vestigo. Here come the trolls, though, eh? Oh, you e-beggar. Not begging. Did he really get spotted? No, I don't. Obviously not. He's still here. Hello from Napa, California. Good morning, Michael from Illinois. Illinois. Bob Richmond, 17. Fantastic. And by the way, if any of you guys are already members on That Paradise Life, please don't forget tomorrow, Philippines time, tomorrow morning, which will be tonight for you, is the Zoom call. Come and join. I know a lot of you just want to support, and so you become a member on there, and then maybe use the information in there or whatever. But it's nice, man. You would enjoy the Zoom call, and I hope you guys will join. So yeah, that's anybody on That Paradise Life, okay? .com. If you're on that, please come and join. Because you're saying again like 3-4 people, and I was hoping we'd have a bigger Zoom call, you know, like an expat meetup of people who don't yet live here. Was that the one where some of the places were closed when you showed them around? I got to remember what we were talking about, Joseph. Shoot! Help me remember. Oh wait, you said good, all good here. Can I go up? I think I just have to piece together where your message came from, so I'm not, because my messages are jumping around. I don't know why. I'm trying to find your original one, and it's not showing up. If you could jump back in, ask it again, that'd be great. Glad Kath is doing well. Blessings from Ireland. Thank you. We had a guy from Ireland yesterday come to the expat meetup. You know, he came with friends from America too, and they are now living in Iloilo, and they drove in. So look at that. We have. He's going to bring an Irish flag too. He forgot. I'm expecting Jody, but yeah, you might. You might be. We already said that one, didn't we? Best wishes to Catherine. Thank you very much, Joy. And I think she's going to be doing great very soon. Hope Cat is doing better. Have you seen the dog trot houses built in the Philippines? It's a good floor plan because it creates cool breeze due to the coverage causeway, but I don't see any for rent. I'm going to quickly look up what that is. I don't know what a dog trot is. Oh, look at that, dog trot house. #1 comment. That's funny you say that because I've been working on a design for myself one day, maybe sooner than later, by the way. And this is basically not exactly, because this is a lumber one. I'm going to see if I can put it up on the screen for you guys so you guys can see what this guy's talking about, because Windows capture, no, not that one. Yeah, I'll put this one, properties. Look at this. Look at this. So having that big open causeway in there, because especially here in the Philippines, you live a lot of indoor-outdoor living, right? And that is kind of like the design I've been working on, and I think it's going to be very similar to this. I'm going to steal this picture too as my idea board, because it's going to be a combination. This is in Texas, obviously. I'm going to. Oh, it won't let me steal it. It's an embedded photo. I'll screenshot it. I'm not stealing it. I'm just putting it in my brain type thing. Anyway, very similar to that, but it would be like indoor-outdoor kitchen, living space, and then you have it come out further into the, you know, having a nice backyard with like a little waterfall feature and all that stuff, and you know, yeah, but that is almost what I was thinking about. Of course, we'd be doing it out of cement and stuff like that. and using like coconut wood because it's relatively cheap, and if you treat it, it'll last a long way. So yeah, for rent, no. The thing about for rent is it really depends where you are. Like if you go to look at Dumageddon, not every day, but a lot of times, you'll see some really fantastic designs there, like that where renters are, because they're mostly foreigners doing these things with their Filipino wives. Well, they'll have these like log cabins or really nice cabins with a shared pool that goes all over the place with a cabin at this one. You still have your privacy, but the pool kind of shares, and like these walkways over the pool and everything. Really, really unique stuff. Even Baguio and stuff like that. With that, there's some interesting stuff, and they're all for rent. But if you are, oh, not, I hate to do this generalization, but a lot of Filipinos, what they do is they're just looking for, how do I turn a profit, right? Like it's not about long-term value in that sort of sense, or spend this much, but over 10 years you're going to make way more money in the rents. It's okay, if I build this up, I can get 20, 30,000 pesos. That's right in the market, and it won't be hard to rent. And just put the basics in, right, and maybe a little extra, and it allows them to turn the revenue immediately. Now, if you want to do a really cool build, you want to start something from scratch, and you really want to build it up and everything, and you could get 50,000, 70,000 pesos a month for these type of rentals because they're so unique, they're so much better, like everything is improved and everything. It's generally just the foreigners that I see spending that money, and I hate to generalize, but it kind of is. And it could be just the economics of things, how long people can wait before they turn revenue. Their understanding of what the expats market is willing to pay for quality might not be the same because their circle, their bubble, thinks that it's 20, 30,000 max, that kind of thing. So, we do need more cool stuff, that's for sure. And look at this. Are you kidding me? Tim T-Man, $100. I think Catherine's going to get up, okay? And she's going to come wandering over here if I told her this. I'm kidding. But thank you very much. Haven't seen you on live stream in a while. Best wishes for you and yours. Tim, thank you very much. I never know what to say. I never know what to say to these type of things. Like, that's just, it's incredibly generous. Thank you. Thank you. And most of it's just me rambling when I do these live streams. Yeah. I don't know what to say other than that. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. It's really, really incredibly generous. And I always never sure what, you get somebody sends you that kind of money, you're like, should I click away from this? Should I, when's it okay to move on to the next, like, If anybody can make me awkward, Tim, you just made me feel awkward. There's a comment on it, but I can't see it. I wish I could. It doesn't show up on mine. But appreciate it very, 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 very much. Thank you. By the way, nobody said anything. Oh, delay is less than a second. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. I was just going to check that. All right, here goes. Less than a second. Now we're going to see if that corrects it forever. Oh, I'm still on this screen too. Anyway, I love those houses. I don't know. I can probably show you. You just want to see the house that I'm thinking of? Constructing. Now, this is AI. Okay, AI still doesn't understand everything the same way you would like it to. Does that make sense? And so I'm gonna find a picture here. I'm gonna add a picture. I'm gonna find it first. Browse. Download. So it's not accurate because I keep, I'm sick of asking it things like that, and I can just do it in Photoshop better anyway. But since it's concept, I didn't want to put a lot of effort into this. Okay, so see this? It's going to be bigger than this, but it doesn't seem to get it. So the far right, what the whole point of that far right here is, I want to. I'm going to move this actually. Is it locked? Yeah, let me unlock that so you can see what I'm talking about. I don't know how to do this. Hang on. I got to put it in a part where I'm going to shrink this a lot more. Now, okay. Now you can see me. Which way am I pointing? This way. No, I'm going the wrong way. Oh. Okay, so see this little building right down here? What we were going to do is we have only we're down to 9 months, 10 months left of this lease. And we decided that was it. Yeah, we're going to start something of our own, get land, that kind of thing. And so we were like, okay, in those 9, 10 months, if we pulled the trigger today sort of thing, right? Came up with a deal, is we would build my office first and live in it. And so over those 9 months, we'd build something that's got a bathroom and essentially a bedroom. And you can cook outside and everything. It's no big deal, right? Like you can make something work with some bamboo as a temporary. But my office, it would later become my office where I keep all my stuff for my work and everything. And because you have to separate your personal life from work. Otherwise, you will never get anything done. You'll always have an excuse, right? So right now I have an office way over by SM where I rent it every single month because I can leave and focus on work and come back. Also, good relationships, you almost need that because you'll never miss each other if you're always spending 24/7 together, right? And so this way, I go to the office for 4 hours or whatever, and then when I come back, everybody missed me, that kind of thing, and it helps a relationship. Anyway, but also separates so that I go there, I work. Not always. Sometimes I just want a break, me time. But either way, so that's the point, is to have an office separate that was there. But then you would, but even before that, I would have a utilities building. But I would put on it the same architecture for all the buildings. And so the utilities building would have everything you need from the water treatment and everything else, the power grid, the whole shebang would go into that one building. Then have the office. Then while you're living in that office, your construction is taking place in front of you because you can watch over it every single day if you're living there. And so, but also you'll notice that these are raised up. It's because after I met with the guy in Sipalai, I decided that yes, a water cistern is the smartest, the best thing to do here in the Philippines especially. And he uses the bases of all his buildings to do a water cistern. And so you're building a giant cavity essentially under, and then you send it through the water treatment and everything, right? And so so those are all going to be water cisterns under everything there, these cement water cisterns, and have a huge amount of storage of water. And so that I thought was a really great idea, actually, because water pressure sucks here, really does. And the problem is when we first came, we had a lot of water pressure. We didn't have any problems. We built that second floor bathroom, the shower worked no problem. We had a lot of water pressure. But then as the beaches expanded tremendously, new hotels, new people moving, new restaurants, new businesses, everybody renovating their house, putting in swimming pools, all that. Well, the water is exactly the same for the beach. There's no new water. There's no new water pressure. And so now it's a trickle, a literal trickle. And because I'm renting here, so we moved here, we had good water pressure, it wasn't an issue. A year in, we started to notice it diving, and we were like, we only got about a little less than a year left on this lease. I'm not going to spend money on a pressure pump and a water tank, and I'm not going to spend all that money. We're going to be gone within a year. We're just going to put up with it. And then I got a 1-year renewal, and I'm like, well, it's only 1 year, so I'm not going to put it in. See how that kind of just snowballed? And so it's a real pain in my ass here not having water. So my next thought in my next place is I'm going to have a lot of water. I'm going to have the pressure pump. I'm going to have I'm going to have everything. It's going to be done right. And we can do it very economically. We can build that little house there, that little, say, 50 square meter building, maybe a little less. And we can, we us, we live in a small place now. I think we live in 50 square meters here on the beach. We don't need for a lot. Obviously, we're going to have a nice big house when we're done. This is projected at about 160 square meters. But the middle part is a free-flowing part there. And you'll see, though, there's these sliding, I got to crank it up so you guys can see, See in the middle? Those are sliding doors that are going to, like you guys can't see me again, they're going to slide all the way across. Maybe move this down like that and then shrink it. Those wood doors are going to slide across like this and kind of lock in, you know, and open. But air can free flow through. I do want to do something different. I want to show you something. Actually, I'm going to switch this picture. This is what I saw in the desert. If you guys aren't interested, I get it. We'll switch on topics in a minute. I'm going to change it to the other one so I can show you this desert one. And where I was like, huh. So look at this one in the desert. See what they did? So this is the same sort of thing, right? And see that got that canopy like that? And I'm like, that's like bamboo slats. That could be so easily done. And see how they have a pool there and everything? But that little archway, now it's a desert, they're not getting rain. But here, you know, you could prevent rain from getting in. You wouldn't have to close that as often. And it would, that indoor-outdoor area, get enough shade during the day and everything else. And so when I saw that, and I like the slit windows and everything, because here in the Philippines, light isn't a problem, right? Like, what you want is energy efficiency. I know some people say, oh, I want all these huge windows and everything. But if your middle of your house is already indoor-outdoor living, then the rest of your bedrooms and stuff like that, you don't need big giant windows. Right? Like I don't understand it. Like we keep our blinds or blackout curtains and everything up because I just want to sleep. I want to sleep. And so, but we live out here and live in this and all that kind of stuff. So my priorities are just different than other people, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to go to your comments now because I want to hear what you guys think about all this whole thing. But that was a great comment because it's literally been in my head and what I've been thinking about this whole time. But once again, thank you for this here $50 super chat. It was so crazy, unbelievable, guys. And $100 super chat. Absolutely, can't thank you enough. Like, that's crazy. And I appreciate you all very much. I appreciate all of you. I just want to be very clear. Okay. Grinding noise. Welcome to the Philippines. Yeah, no joke. Well, you know, my neighbor. Oh, it's this. Pretty sure it's this neighbor. They finally painted that wall, so I don't have that white little section here, but it's a different brown. I don't know if I care. At least it's all one color there, and then it's one color here, one color there. It's a tri-color wall. But we could start using our outdoor movie theater again now, and also we could paint our white a little bit further, and we can make the screen even bigger. Because every time I put my projector up, I have to shrink it to make it fit my 16 by 8 screen, now, or 16 by 9 screen. Sorry, I can now make it 32 by. Well, I can't do 18. I don't know. I'm going to put the projector in place, so I don't have to modify it. Just set it. Okay, mark the wall, paint that white. That'll be easy. We love watching movies outside here. You know, maybe not so much rainy nights, but otherwise. Hello, hi from North Carolina. So glad Catherine searched you well. Thank you very much, Millie. Thank you. Well, Jim and Millie, but thank you, Millie. Hello there, watching from San Francisco, California. Fantastic. Hello. God bless your awesome little family, and especially anointed healing for Kat. Thank you. Amen. Thank you so much for a wholesome and entertaining channel. Oh, thank you. Do you ever plan on taking the girls to see the Evergreens? Got me Googling things again. Evergreens, Philippines? That's a shipping company. What else we got? What if I just type in the Evergreens? Maybe you didn't mean in the Philippines. I don't know. You mean Canada? Maybe you mean Canada. I'm not sure. That's awesome. Thank you very much. And thank you very much. Oh, we got that one already. Okay, going back up. Okay, we're gonna go just try to stick to questions for a minute so that people are not waiting forever. I can't play his videos during family for Scotty boy. Well, I think he's getting to a point now. I think he's very careful now. I think it's no longer a problem. But maybe I'm just watching a one or two here and there, and that might be why. I'm not sure. What is your opinion on AI replacing so many jobs in call centers? Experts say it's happening much faster than people realize. Give insights. Okay, so yeah, we have Shopee and PayPal here, call center. The general manager, because it's a multinational company, he's an American, and so I talked to him at, what was it, a Chamber of Commerce meeting or something like that. And so he said yeah, they're not hiring as much, obviously. They do have to replace people that do leave. But what they did is they bought an AI company of their own, and so therefore, what it is if one person could handle X calls a day, now it's one person with AI can handle 10 times, 50 times the calls. So it's like having building a house without a hammer and building a house with a hammer sort of thing, but on steroids. And so one guy can just do so much more. But I believe that's short term. That's not it. There's a transition period, right? And at some point, it's just going to get better than humans, and therefore, instead of having one guy be 50 people, one guy become 1,000 people, one guy be 100,000 people, it'll be why have people? And so, yeah, AI is going to do a lot of things. You guys ever seen that guy from Dirty Jobs? He goes and does all those things, like goes on a fishing trolleys, goes into coal mines, he did all that. Mike Rowe, something like that. I just saw a clip with him. He was on Sean Ryan, and he was saying that data centers now, they're short something like 400,000 electricians across America, and that these data centers are now offering, because they're in really remote areas, low populated areas and stuff like that, these contracts are $250,000 to be an electrician for them. That kind of big money. And he's like, I've been sounding this horn for 10 years that trades become a trade. Forget, what computer programmers used to get offered, the trades will be offered. And so in the future, really, the people that will be the longest, probably never, well, maybe not never say never, but the longest in our lifetime anyway to be replaced will be the electricians, plumbers, the people that go up on site and work and stuff like that. Because even if they make robotic, like say a house that self-heals and that the plumbing is auto-patched and repaired and something can happen, whatever they come up with, it doesn't change the infrastructure that's already in place. There's just so much of it and everything, and that's why this demand, and yeah, eventually they'll just send out robots to come and fix everything and all that. But that's so far out. We're not even at the point where robots are like doing any basic task leaving the house other than delivering food in these little carts. It's just not there. So that's the most thing there. But it's gonna have a big thing. And the Philippines, I've said this before, that it can't compete with the Chinas, the Americas. It's just not even like the other mainland countries that do manufacturing and stuff like it. It just can't be there. And it's got to recognize its strengths and weaknesses. And so the Philippines' future is the things that grow here that don't grow in other places, right? Other than little islands around us, that kind of thing. And so all that, like food's going to always be important, that kind of thing. And so agriculture is going to be really big, and the export of it, the fishery stuff, we're really great at exporting seafoods and stuff like that. That should be a big goal. And tourism. But trying to say, hey, we're going to become the factory of the world and all that stuff, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The energy just doesn't exist here. When you have 7,000 islands, even if they discover all this energy, it doesn't even matter, because there's 7,000 islands that are spreading it all out and making it very hard to distribute across. And it just doesn't, none of that adds up to me in my brain. And then in my brain, it is look at your strengths, look at your weaknesses, and focus only on your strengths. And those strengths have got to do with everything but trying to compete on manufacturing and even the AI and the technology and stuff like that. You can't compete with the world powers. You're not going to be able to compete with these, like America. If you just look at the top, whatever, these high-tech companies and stuff like that, China has a few, but it's just America. It's like America, and you might get one in Europe somewhere, way down on the list. So in my opinion, they have to pivot. They should understand how to use AI though, because the future of what we consider work now, what you're going to see in the future, you can't even predict right now. You can't. There's so many things, and you don't want the people to fall behind. They should be able to create a business from those AIs that will be profitable for them, and if they don't even understand it, other than what's the weather like, ChatGPT, they have to understand the full depth of it. And so there is a lot of that going on, a lot of training in AI. Sorry, I'm getting way off talking, boring a lot of people, I'm sure, but I deal with AI more than most people, and I have, you guys know I have a lot of websites, I have a lot of things, and the only reason I can move fast is if I sat there and tried to code something. I was explaining to Catherine just yesterday. I'm like trying to explain to her what code is, and I'm like, so if you wanted to describe you came in the door and you laid down on this bed, and I explained it to her. I'm like, first you would describe what you look like, this whole scene, everything else, and then you're going to describe a door and how you open a door and which way it swings and everything. And I was like explaining, now you basically you would write a whole book, and you would write line by line every little detail of what you did to open and close that door, then to step forward, to put one knee down, to lean in, to lay down, pivot your body, put your shoulders back, put your head on the pillow. I said, now break all that down. Computer programming used to be like that. You had to tell every little minute detail to describe that whole thing. And this is just an example of what I mean. Like if you wanted a machine to do something, you would do that. Or if you want a program to do something, all the variables that could possibly happen and everything, and you have to run it, and then you'll find out, oh, but when this happens, that kind of thing. Anyway, so I was explaining to her so she would understand in her terms, and I said, but now with AI, thousands of steps, you can go down to 2-3 steps. You can just say what you want. And well, that's what's happening with computer programming or anything like that. And it just every week, it feels like, maybe every month, it goes from, so say last month it was 30 steps you had to explain to get it exactly what you wanted. Now it's down to, then it jumped to from 30 to 10, and now it's down to 3. Like the most recent, now you can be a movie production person now with the new Minimax that just came out. It's so exponential. I don't even know how to explain, but what you guys are going to see in the next just 6 months, the speed is just ridiculous. And for the average person, they're not really into that stuff, and they're probably not looking at it, and they don't even know that this is happening. But it's so extreme now. It really is. It really is. It's. I don't worry about the Philippines not training their people to understand what it is going to have to happen for their people to succeed in the new world. Hey Michael, do you have any recommendations for water filtration system for your home, like getting a deep well filter to drinkable water? Well, everybody seems to have the same thing. What it is you want the consumables to be easily got, right? And so you can see them in all the places where they just have the filters that lock up into place, and you have your sand filter, right? And you have, generally it's just the 3 filters. So I don't know what they're called, I have never done it yet, but every single expat I go to has the same. Take the filter, lock it into place, then you put a glass thing that's over top of it, lock into place, and they change those 3, and you backwash and flush the salt filter, and then that's it. Or salt filter, sorry, the sand filter. But I don't know the names, I didn't really pay much attention. They're in my videos, so you'll be able to just freeze frame and see, like the one that built their house at AEC block here, they have a phenomenal water treatment system. Pretty sure they could do a whole apartment building with their house, but they did that same with their solar, everything. They went all out. And that was here in Roxas about 3 months ago. We were filming there, maybe 4, Suzette and Colleen. And they built a phenomenal one. But if you pause right there, you can see the brand and everything, if that helps. You provide a great service with your channel. I'm not sure how you manage making your life so public. I couldn't do it. Yeah, it comes at a price. People wander into my property sometimes. We were just talking about somebody yesterday, and they mean well, but don't show up in my living room. Like, open my gate, walk in the morning. Laura's down there watching TV, and me and Catherine are still upstairs enjoying our coffee because we haven't decided we wanted to wake up yet. And Laura comes upstairs and says somebody walked into our living room with her there. Ugh, we put a whole lot of locks, right? This is the Philippines. No Filipino would ever think to do that. But, yeah, it comes with a price. I know. How is your website coming along with the added features using topography? Oh, I think I'm locked in. I wasn't going to actually I could make it for free, I guess, if anybody needed it or anything. I was doing that for myself, right? To build the, I'm looking at land and the build and all that stuff, and it calculates what you have to do to the land and the cost of building the land, and everything is all built into it. But once I perfected it, because I even have in there that even with all the topography uploaded, this is the Philippines, it's not 100% accurate, that I can manually raise and lift and balance and level the land to match so I take my drone, fly over the area, and then I'll be like, no, that's not correct. It's supposed to be like this, and there's this little hill here. I can actually just do it. So I can take a real satellite image, make sure the topography is exactly the same. I already did everything. So I just kind of left it at that because I wasn't going to commercialize it or anything. That would be easier to commercialize. See, all my rental websites and everything, they're all free. Everything is the other ones. And it's mostly, I told Catherine, you got to go and open up a company and all that. But since the only people who are going to be paying any money on a rental or buy sites and all that stuff are going to be the landlords, the agents, that kind of thing, who will pay for pro to get all the data, for example, or pay to have their listing shown at the top, that kind of thing. They're all Filipinos. Well, as a foreigner, 60% of you can have an online business all you want, as long as 60% of your revenues don't come from the Philippines. And that business model doesn't have that. It's going to be almost 100% coming from the Philippines. So therefore, I can't make any money off of it. It's impossible. Unless I expand it and I start putting Thailand, I put Cambodia in there, I put whatever, I put all kinds of countries in there, and then Philippines is only 20%, 30% of all the listings in there. Then I could monetize it in my name. But I'm very careful about laws because everybody can't wait to report me. So I'm always careful. I don't do anything stupid. And so I told Catherine to just tell the accountant to register it for yourself. I will just give you the website. It runs itself now. You don't have to do anything. And all she has to do is just turn it on. Turn on the monetization. It's got it all built in already. It's just off because it doesn't have any, and she'd have to sign up for a place to collect the money and all that kind of stuff. But it's just better if it's free. I always think about it like Facebook. Facebook didn't even allow ads for so many years. There were millions and millions of users on the thing and everything. And he was like, I'm not monetizing. He waited a long time to monetize. And I'm just like, I'll do the same thing. I'm just not going to monetize it. Just get big. Just be number one. Last month, I don't know if you saw, but we got 1.2 million visits to TPL Buy. But that's also because I took TPL Rentals and I merged it in so that rentals is a category in there now. So if you go to tplrentals.com, it goes to tplbuy.com/rentals now. So I got traffic from both of them into one. But still, 1.2 million in a month? It's a big website. But it's not monetized or anything. So that's what's happening with that other site. I made it. I made it for my purpose. Hi, Kat. Yep. Kat's doing great. Thank you very much. And she's got a friend over right now. Normally she watches the live streams even inside. I'm moving 28th of September for good. I'll join your Expat Day. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. The Irish. Looking forward to that. I think I got more super chats. I feel bad. Hang on. Hello from Canada. Long-time viewer. Love your videos. Thank you very much. Thank you. Axio? I don't know. But either way, thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. Fellow Canadian, $20. Awesome. If I missed any others, don't worry, I will be scrolling down. I could talk forever, but I don't want to bore anybody, And we have another super chat here too. I don't think I saw that. I enjoy your platform content. Great family. Keep it up. Thank you very much, TM Wups. a wump. I know some of these are not really names and all that. I get it, but thank you very much. That's really awesome. You guys are awesome for doing this. I'm going to click like on those so I actually know I got them. Thank you very much. Thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's get to questions without me falling too far behind again. Appreciate all of you. Thank you. All right. I'll be going in December. Was going to come in September, but now need surgery myself. Joseph, good luck. I hope everything goes well. And yeah, surgery's not fun. And honestly, surgery, it's the healing after that's far worse than surgery. Surgery, they put you to sleep or whatever, right? Like, and it's even local, you know. It's the after. It sucks. So, I'll be there September 28th. Can't wait. Fantastic. Mr. Say It Right. Fantastic. Come to the Beaver. Now, I'm going to tell you guys. I had a guy. So while we're in the hospital, okay, we're doing with all this stuff. We're in Iloilo for catheter surgery. I'm not trying to set somebody off here or anything. But a guy writes the Canadian Beavers Facebook. Now, I don't see it all the time. The Canadian Beaver people see it, right? They operate it now. But of course, the Facebook's still in my name. And he is just, apparently he's been at the Canadian Beaver for a few days while I was in Iloilo for this. And he says he told the bartender, I want to see Michael. And he said that I was on my way. I don't know any truth to this at all. But he says this in a message, and it says that, you know, he starts swearing and stuff, that prick won't come and see me, lied to me, never came, what a dick, you know, that kind of thing. And I tip these people, and I do this, and I'm so nice, and what an ass, and he won't even come and see me. And then he keeps writing, and he's like, you know, what a dick I am for not coming to see him at the Beaver, and all this. I have no idea what he's talking about, and neither do the staff, by the way. They have no idea what he's talking about. Like, what? Who would have promised him? Like, they knew Catherine was in Iloilo having surgery. They would not have said, yeah, Michael's on his way. Yeah. Like, the whole thing makes no sense, but he was just... And I try not to judge people. I try to put myself in other people's shoes. I've met a lot of people who deal with some really severe PTSD and stuff like that, and that sometimes life isn't easy to keep your mind under control or into a plane that makes a lot of sense to a lot of us or something. I try to be kind and considerate of things, but I don't know. So anyway, so if you're coming down here, please temper your expectations. If it's an expat meetup, I'm there. Okay, that's the best way. And if it's around the expat meetup, but if something's happening in my life, like especially like this, you have to be understanding, and that I'm not anybody's beck and call, and I don't work at the we don't run it, we don't anything anymore. We're just minority shareholders. By the way, we got our first shareholder payment. Can you believe it? We got a dividend. I was shocked. They're like, yes, we're finally getting it to a profitability. So all those people that said, you sucker, guess what? I might actually get my money back one day. It wasn't that big, so we'll see. But anyway, I feel good. So that's it. Please come and visit us. Please try to stick to around the expat meetups unless it's critical that you see me. That's the only time I can guarantee you. We travel. We like to go out and do things. We have a life. You know, I have a family. I make videos. I edit. And we have other things. And but I try to make room for everybody when I can. And I just hope people understand that. Never see you beg. People misunderstand. I would hope so. Thank you very much, Subi. Thank you. Listen, I would never put people in that situation. Like, I believe in taking responsibility for myself. And if I can't make it, which I believe in myself that I can make it, I wouldn't burden other people to make it. You know, like I had to borrow when I started this channel and things ended with my ex. You know, I borrowed 20,000 pesos to get my life restarted. You know, I hated doing that. I absolutely hated to do that. But I knew I don't fail. I'm gonna, if you have the right attitude and you're putting the effort in, And that can be mental effort too. You're making sure that what you're going to do is actually going to be highly likely to be successful and everything. Then you can accomplish anything. And so I knew, but I don't like borrowing money. I want to make sure I'm at least returning value. So if you get value from this channel and you want to give a tip, great, that's fantastic. I appreciate that. But I'm not looking for charity. I'm not looking for anything like that. I always, like, even and everything on my websites and everything, I try to provide value to people. And I believe that's what the whole point of money is, isn't it? You get value from somebody, you pay them for that service. And in my case, I'm just saying you can have it for free or you can tip. It's up to you. Hey, Mike, would you know the best island and place to visit on a road trip from Manila to Vow? That would be a hell of a trip. Wow. So the thing about that is, do you want to do a bunch of ferries or do you want to barely do any ferries? Because if you look on the map, right, you look at all the vloggers. You used to get like Tim, you guys remember Tim K? And he lived out in that southern Leyte area or whatever. But other than that, and then there's that one family, they've got, they're all foreigners. There's no Filipino involved. And they have their daughter, but the daughter was born here by them, so I think she gets citizenship. I don't know if that works that way here, citizenship by birth, but either way. I always forget their name, but they've been around for a very long time. They're very popular in the Philippines. And so they live out in that Leyte area, but every once in a while they'll go live in Manila for 3 months and back. But that's it. There's no real vloggers on that whole east coast of the Philippines. So there's so much to see. Now, they do get all the typhoons. They do have an active volcano over there. And so I think that's probably a big reason, is if you look at typhoons, they love hitting that coast. It's just the path. And but anyway, I would love to do that drive. Now, when you get further to Siargao, then you get vloggers, but they're often much younger. They're under 30 vloggers, so they may not fall into your feed. They're surfers, they're digital nomads, that kind of thing, that just like different things, want different things. So there probably is, and I don't see them all either. So, but I'm sure they exist. But there really isn't anything. So that would be a cool drive if it were me. I would go down, before Tagaytay and all that. Actually, even if you're higher up, I would just start in like Antipolo, that kind of thing, and just start going down that whole coast. And then you have very few ferries, right? Just trying to think of where that area is, but basically around Leyte and stuff, you might just have to cross one little island here, then another little island, and then you're already in northern Mindanao, northeastern Mindanao, and that would be a pretty good drive. But otherwise, like, what are you going to do? You go down to Batangas, you can go across to Mindoro, which is great because Puerto Galera would be a lot of fun. Puerto Galera, White Beach there, go through Mindoro, come all the way down. Then from Mindoro, you can take a ferry over to Cataclan, which will take you can go and spend time in Boracay. You can go down from there to visit Calibo and here, Roxas City, go to Iloilo, then get on the boat there, go to Bacolod, go over the mountain, go to Dumaguete, get on another ferry, be in southern Cebu there, or not really southern, I guess, western Cebu, and you can go to either Oslab or Moalboal, drive all the way up to Cebu City, see that whole area, then get on another boat, go to Bohol. Yeah, you can bring a car to Bohol. What am I thinking? Yeah, of course you can. And so then you could do Panglao and Bohol, and then you can get on a ferry from there. Oh, I think it only goes back to Cebu, though. That's the only thing. Now you got stuck. But it would be a good side trip. But let's say you just went from Cebu. Then from Cebu, you could take a boat to... Oh, no, you go up to, like, Bogo City and all that. Remember that big earthquake happened. A little further up than that, you can take a boat from there to Leyte. And then you're going to do that Leyte to Siargao to Davao. So there you go. There you go. There's your routes. One is very expensive. Ferries are very expensive with a vehicle. You're looking at 10 to 15,000 pesos, 7 to 15,000 pesos, let's just say that, to bring your car on a ferry, every single ferry. So if the money is not a problem, that would be a cool trip. Yeah. Do you guys need money? No, we had a savings, like I explained. So we're good. I see that all the time. Oh, you guys like the poor guy, and I'm like, you guys do know I'm one of the bigger channels in the Philippines, right? Like, do you think we don't make money doing this? Of course we do. I'm not rich. We make plenty of money. We live in the Philippines, make plenty of money, but um, like this whole thing is like we're not trying down here living on $500 a month. What I do with my money sometimes, like we're building Catherine's family a home slowly by surely, that kind of thing. We try to pay people to do things around the house because we know they rely on us for money and stuff like that. But we're not. We do make our bills, and we do have savings that we're saving up for a car right now. So, Michael, greetings from New York. Glad to hear Catherine is doing better. Your contact is terrific. My wife and I are enjoying your adventure. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sherman, and thanks for being a member too. No misunderstanding, just a gift. Thank you very much, Scott. Did she have appendix? Oh no, so it turned out to be about this big. A little bit. Oh, that's too big. Wait a minute, like that. There. That's how big it was. That's how big of a cyst that she had growing on her. It was wrapping around her fallopian tubes, from her ovaries to her fallopian tubes, and then coming right up to the labia, where that's where she noticed it physically herself. Because the scans all said that it was gone. It was small. They said that it shrunk and it's gone, and so that was January. And then all of a sudden one day she's like feeling all this pain every day, and it was like 2 weeks of pain, complaining about the pain and everything, and I was like, oh no, it's coming back. And then she physically could feel it and noticed it, and I said, okay, let's go. We got to get her out of here. We got to get her to proper medical care. We tried all the places here. They just gave her some, the pill and all that, saying, oh, this will shrink it and everything. And I'm like, clearly it's not shrinking, it's enormous. So we got there, and the next day she had surgery. So abdominal surgery like hell day one, but progressively got better day by day. Fantastic. Yeah, and hers they cut between. I don't want to. You know what I mean. Hers is all down there because it went right to the labia, so they cut right down into that whole area, and then she's all stitched up all over the place in there. I don't like talking about that. So, good morning or evening here in the Bay Area. Enjoy your content. Thank you very much. Is that mussels? Spelled a different way. Muckles? Everyone should get money. Universal basic. Yeah, well, that's what's going to happen. That's what AI is going to do. At the end of the day, I hate to say it, but it's like all the movies you've seen, and there's like 5 corporations that control the world. That's what it's going to be. There's just going to be, because you won't need, like right now we have one company that produces music, not one company, 1,000 companies that produce music, 1,000 companies that produce movies, or 50 companies that produce movies, whatever you want to call it. How many can do this and this and this and this, and how many people produce books, and how many people produce, and it's just going to be one company, like one thing will do it, and then you'll have, and you won't trust that for everything, so you'll be like, okay, and this one does economics, and this one does government, and this one does transportation. I don't know. It's hard to predict the future. It really is. But it's just going to be. And so they're just going to be like, yeah, like money already is fake, obviously. It's just like something we created, decided has value. But it'll just be that, okay, either the public has stock in all these companies, and then that money just gets divided by the citizens, or something like that, or like you said, a universal basic income. And if you want to work, there will be some jobs that still work, like especially if you want to be entertainment, because the people will vie for, they would want to go to a restaurant and have somebody play a violin and all that stuff, And so the people that want to work, they'll be like, yeah, of course you can work, and you can have a higher standard of living. But I don't think it's going to be like communists, bread lines and stuff like that. No, I think they're very right in that. Why? A machine can make it in seconds, anything you want, and eventually, who knows? Right? Eventually, we can reorganize this mug into a steak, because everything's made of the same atoms. You just have to figure out how to arrange them in a different order, and it becomes something else. So, anyway, This is not a. This is welcome to the That Philippines Life, where we're talking about really crazy stuff. But all right, you've inspired me, dude. I'm leaving Vancouver and moving to Iloilo this year. Fantastic. That's great. They have several expat meetups there, different groups. Just look on Facebook, you'll see there'll be like one will be like a German group, another European group, and then there's the overall groups. There's so many different ones. And once you meet a few people, like you just walk around the mall, you'll find them. And you can say, hey, are you part of any expat groups? Oh, yeah, we have one on every third Wednesday or fourth Wednesday, that kind of thing. But there's a lot of them now. Oh, my monitor just went. There it goes. Came back. Okay. Sorry. A million comments. I'm sure I'm way behind. All right, perfect. Howdy. I'm curious to ask you if you've ever run into any expats over there who are wary to be on YouTube because they're hiding from something. Yeah, we have. I get people. It's not that uncommon. We have one couple here. Well, he's a foreigner, and he will, like, even if he's far in the distance, he will contact me and say, I want to be blurred out of that. Take me out of that. Take it down and take me out of that. And so we know about him. And now we have signs at the Canadian Beaver on the expat meetups that says, you come in here, you agreed to being recorded. It's a big, huge sign, warning, social media thing taking place, that kind of thing. Just like a film company, if they're filming in a place, they put up a big notice saying, if you come in here, you're going to be on camera. You will be, you're agreeing to that by walking into this place with giant notices. So I've had to do that now because it's such a pain. So anyway, it does exist. I don't know his reason. I don't. But I do see, now not so much because I'm not paying attention to him anymore, there are certain vloggers that come in and they don't stay 60 days. They come because they never want to get an ACR card. So in the Philippines, they don't Interpol background check you until you are applying for ACR card, which is your fingerprints, your picture, and everything happens at your 60-day renewal. And there are people that bounce at 57 days, 55 days, whatever. They bounce, they go to Vietnam, they go to Thailand, and they come right back. They come right back. Over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, like, that costs money, you know, like, that's a pain. What are you hiding? It makes you wonder. Dog trot style is common in Texas at the turn of the 18th century. There you go, Sally. And you guys got great weather in Texas, so it makes sense. And we do here too. Like, of course you're gonna have indoor outdoor living. I don't want to live in a box. My office will be in a box because that's different. I'm focused, but yeah, I love the big outdoor living and everything, and having that big wide open space allows air to flow. Really good idea. Good morning. I appreciate your videos. Thank you very much. Resurrection Life, Minnesota, I'm guessing. Maybe. Dog truck house looks cool. Maybe one in San Juan, La Union, and go surfing. Fantastic. Yeah. Out of all those, the problem with San Juan and La Union, well, further down La Union, prices are pretty good, and then above La Union, but so expensive there. Premium. Are you guys meeting up with regular guy before you? I've never spoken to him. He's never come here. I've never run into him. So, no, I guess not. I don't think he's going to Cambodia anymore. My great-grandparents had a dog trot house. My cousins and I would drop stones between the floorboards. Well, we won't have floorboards here. I'm going to have a water cistern underneath. Check out Taluna Villas, Panglao, Bohol. Oh, there you go. There you go. I knew there must be some. I agree. Mike is probably the best source for all things Filipino for those looking us to retire. Hey, thank you very much. I try to help. In the best way I possibly can, and thank you very much. And that is why, like, when I go to a place, I don't just go to a resort or whatever, right? Like, when I go to a place, I'm so curious. And to be clear, I don't film things I'm not interested in. I'm only doing it because I'm actually interested. You guys come around for the ride, that's fantastic. A lot of like minds and stuff like that. So I'm always finding how much is the cost of living here? What's the weather like in this place? How many people, other expats, like living here? What kind of modern rentals are even around here? I'm so curious about all these things. And it turns out that it actually is very helpful for everybody else. And then people don't like my positive attitude, and they think I'm always selling everything all the time. And it's just my personality. Like, I don't generally hate anything. I can say it's not for me, but I can see how other people would like it, right? Like the super simple life that people live. I'm like, I get why some people like it. Doesn't mean I'm going to live it, just like BGC. I get why people like it. Duh. But I wouldn't like it. It's just, it would bore me after a very short period of time. So anyway, I don't know. I look for the positives in things. Turns out that's selling, and I get it, because that's what people who are selling are doing, but it's just my outlook on life is like that. So thank you very much. Best wishes to Casper and get well soon. Thank you very much, Gil. I'm going to be building a house in Bicol starting in the new year, next year. I plan on starting a YouTube to document it. Would be interested in checking out the place as it's being built and completed. Definitely love that kind of stuff. My audience loves that kind of stuff. I'm curious about that stuff. Give me something to show. Don't show me nothing. Make sure you're at a stage that it would be very interesting, and then I'm interested, right? If it's still just a piece of land, interesting, but not really. That's not entertaining enough for the whole thing, for my own brain, right? That's not even YouTube. I'm curious. How did you do that? How did you do this? But if you haven't done any of it yet, it feels less curious. And starting a YouTube channel is a great idea when you're doing that kind of thing, especially when you start from the beginning. That makes sense. And what I would tell you is, look at, like, when Texas Filipino grew the most was when he was doing that. He built from scratch. He started at the beginning. He did that. What was that Armstrong guy? He had a falling out with his wife, and there was a whole thing and everything. But he was enormous when he was doing that. And he showed every step of the process or whatever. And it was much like you saw the shows 20 years ago, 30 years ago, where you had these guys on TV all the time showing builds and stuff like that. I can't remember all their names. My brain's not working that way. But it's very interesting. But the rule of all YouTube is stick to one thing. So one thing. Don't change genres. Don't then go, okay, this is a food vlog after I just showed you a construction vlog. If you're a construction channel, be a construction channel. If you're a food channel, be a food channel. And it's not saying you can't eat, but I mean, like, it shouldn't be the whole video, right? So if you're doing a construction video and you're like, oh, no, look what the wife made, that's cool. Put it in the video. That's cool. But if the video is just about food, you're screwing yourself, because the algorithm doesn't like that kind of action. So if somebody's like, oh, people are into sailing, for the next 4 episodes I'm going to make a video about sailing, and this isn't your normal thing, your regular audience will go, oh, that's neat, whatever. But you gain all kinds of these sailing people that only care about sailing. They gung-ho for sailing. You get all these subscribers. Then you go back to your normal vlogging and it's nothing to do with sailing, and all of a sudden YouTube's sending out to your newest subscribers, who are sailing people, your normal vlogs about whatever you do, food, and they're like, that's not sailing, and they just keep scrolling and they don't click. All of a sudden your channel dies. The algorithm says people aren't interested in watching you anymore. Stay in your lane. That's the key. Hopefully that helps you. A lot of people forget that part. Please switch screens back. Wait, what's wrong with my screen? Ralph? Oh, better. Okay. Oh, this is earlier. Sorry. No, we didn't have anything here. We had a little bit of rain. No affected by the typhoon. I know, I thought it was very clickbait, so I didn't bother clicking it, but Hungry Syrian Wanderer, who's got like 5 million subscribers, right? He was showing his, with him and his family hanging onto the trunks of the trees in Boracay with a typhoon, and I'm like, Boracay's 3 hours from here. What is he talking about? It's probably clickbait, and I didn't bother clicking it. Because what typhoon? We haven't had it. There's no typhoon. There was that rain monsoon thingy or whatever that, kind of passed over the Philippines. But am I losing my mind? We were preoccupied with the whole thing in Iloilo, but no, there's been no typhoon. Here. Not saying the rest, but here, no. Do I need a visa for long-term, like 2 years staying in the Philippines? You know what? If it's just years, just do the tourist visa. You can stay up to 3 years on a tourist visa. You just got to keep renewing every 2 months, but they're kind of like all over the Philippines. There's even one in Boracay, immigration office. There's one in Iloilo. There's one in Calibo. So even on this island, you wouldn't have to go very far to find an immigration every 2 months, and it's cheap. It's for $50 or whatever, and depends on the renewal that you're getting. So I wouldn't worry about. There's no real long term on this to worry about. It's all or nothing. So just stay on the tourist visa. Best in the world. 3 years. You don't have to do a visa run for 3 years. It's the best country for that. Hi Mike, I've been watching your vlog on YouTube for the last few months. Definitely want to come to Roxas City and check out that area. Your app for rentals and houses have been a great, huge help. Thank you very much, Tony. I appreciate that very much. I'm glad to hear people enjoy it and use it. Hi from Calgary. Great plan, thank you. From Indiana, finally, after 5 months, I joined today. Enjoy the video and information. Thank you, John, for becoming a member. Appreciate that very much of the channel here. Thank you. By the way, still another shout out here, Tim. $100, man. Awesome. Thank you. So I don't know. I've never talked to him. I don't have any way to reach him. If he comes here, I don't know what it is because here, can't have small windows in your bedroom. You need to escape route in case of fire. In a cement building, though? Where's the fire coming from? Your kitchen's on the outside. Nobody smokes. No candles. I guess you could have electrical fire. But on solar, can you have electrical fire? I don't know. But you're right. We could have one. Have one. Where there's no sun. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But you're right. You got to have something. Or another door. You could have 2 doors. That'd be the same. Like 2 different sides. Maybe something like that. But that's a very good point. But I was going to say, remember Jogo Wonder was here like a week ago, right? And he came out of nowhere last year, became instantly bigger, right? Like he gets more views than me, even though he has 30, 40,000 subscribers, something like that. And he gets huge views. But the reason, I'm not dumb, is like within an hour he's already got 200 comments. And they're all positive. Very few ever see negative on his. And so he gets massive comments. Like almost 50% of the people who like in the first hour are all commenting. And YouTube loves comments. So if you want to be successful on YouTube, you need to generate comments because it's called engagement. Engagement is their number one, like when they're measuring things, engagement is number one. So he had that right from the beginning. Even when he was small, he was getting enormous amount of comments, and it just pushed his channel straight up to the stratosphere. And anyway, just so when people understand, like if you want to be successful, that's a very good tactic. So he was here. He came here. David, who's been on my channel lots of times, he had mentioned to him, hey, the motorbike you're looking for is actually in stock here in Roxas. So we made this huge trip all the way here, and he grabbed the motorbike and he just took off. He left immediately to go right back. I don't know why he didn't like. Is he allergic to? Maybe he doesn't like me. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't like me. That could be the. But it's just like really odd that he came all this way, but he raced out of here real quick, and then spent 3 to 4 days in Bacolod. So I'm like, so it wasn't because he was in a hurry. It's just he got there and then he just spent time vlogging all over that place. So I found that was odd. But some vloggers are like that. They're worried that other vloggers, if they find out about other YouTube channels, that they would lose viewers. And I'm in the different point, is like, I don't think people are watching me because they can't find another YouTube vlogger to watch. They either watch me because they like my content and they like watching it, or they don't. But I don't think it's a secret that there's other vloggers out there, and I don't think that I'm only getting views because they just haven't found another vlogger to watch. It just seems silly to me. But I get, like, some people are so protective of their audience, and they're like, oh, I don't want to lose any views, when actually you only have stuff to gain. That's how I see it. So I don't know. Scotty Boy hasn't come here. I don't get that many vloggers coming here, here in Roxas City, and I don't understand why. It would only be beneficial to them. From Alberta, Canada, I have 18 to 24 month goal to retire there. Where do I start? Love your videos. Thank you very much. Well, you got a long time. You know the hardest part? Where are you? My cat just showed up. Oh, there you are. Come here, baby. Come here, Maho. We named our cat Maho. Maho is breakfast in Filipino. So our cat's name is Breakfast. Come here. She's going to run away. Okay. Anyway, so that's a long time. So when I was in Canada, I had a 1 year goal. I said, okay, for 1 year, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell everything off. I'm going to get to this point. And I didn't make it. COVID was a big reason. But yeah, once you get it in your mind, the days take forever. Like one day feels like 48 hours because you just can't wait to get there, you know, that kind of thing. And so it never worked out for me. I'm just not a patient person. Like once I set my mind to something, I have to accomplish it. Anyway, so 18 to 24 months, you know, there's things. So I always tell people have more than one bank in Canada, America. Canada. So Scotiabank works really well for me. I've had zero problems. TD Bank did not work for me because they they had to have a Canadian phone number. I think things have changed now, where Scotiabank ties it to the device. So my thumbprint thing or whatever, it's all fine. But I think now the two-factor thing has all changed now. Now they have to have biometric or whatever because it was too easily hacked with phone numbers. So, but still, I had a credit union, a TD, and a Scotiabank. So, and then I went to every single one of them. I spoke to the bank manager. The key is to never tell them you're leaving Canada for good. I'm going to be traveling. I don't know how long. I'm going to enjoy my time. I'm going to go out and, you know, I'll probably go to a few different countries, but my main country I really want to explore around is the Philippines. Ask them to make notes into your file all about this so that every transaction you do here or whatever doesn't flag security. If it does flag security, they just look in the notes. Oh, yes, expected. They're going to be in the Philippines. I think that's a really important thing. Another one is, like, people do like to have an mailing address. Canada is pretty strict on a lot of things and certain things, and banks even the same thing. It could be a buddy or whatever. But pick somebody who's not going to move. You know, picking somebody and then a year later he's like, oh yeah, I just got a job. I'm going to Montreal. You know, that kind of thing, where he just does it and you don't even know. And now that mailing address is defunct, that kind of thing. So find somebody who, like, they own their home, they plan to retire in their home. Can I use your address? You really got to make sure you have an address to send things to that are required. You know, it could be a new debit card or something, and that they're willing to just put it in DHL. DHL's best, by the way, even though, like, don't send it Purolator. Oh my God, don't send it Purolator. But DHL or something, because DHL's partnered with LBC, which is across the Philippines here. They're a little harder to find in Canada, but they do exist at least. And it's quick, it's fast, it's not cheap, but that's the Philippines, or courier companies to the Philippines. So yeah, I would. Those are the big things for me: is banking and making sure you have a good mailing setup to mail things. Philippines does not have mail. There's no mailman here. There's not even post offices anymore. I don't know when the last time I saw a post office. Apparently they do exist somewhere, but they just stopped all mail from the United States recently. That was already announced and everything. But mail's just not a thing. It's just not a thing. Couriers are the only thing here, and the address is like, I don't have a street name. This street, we call it Bye Bye Road, but if you look on a map, it's unnamed road. So there's no number, there's no street. And so you're just putting a barangay, you're putting a general description into an address and your phone number. And then the courier says, hi, got a parcel. Okay, you know the gas station, go over here. Okay, go, 4 doors down. Go over there. I'll be there. Okay. That's how things get delivered here. I would think about a screened porch out front to keep the critters and bugs out. I guess. I'm by the ocean, so I don't really, we get crabs, right? I don't know if you've ever seen, I put some clips sometimes up, but we've had crabs this big crawl into our house. They come up from the ocean, right? And they come up, and the dog's like barking at it, and it's like, like huge crabs. But the geckos that live in your walls, this is just like Mexico and Costa Rica and all that, you just get used to it. I don't know if they're called geckos, but they're lizards. They live behind your pictures and everything. You don't notice them. You don't even think about them. People get freaked out of them, don't. They eat all the bugs. So they're always eating the bugs and everything. And, we take some of that, I think it's baking soda or something. You put it along the trails at the bottom of things, and then ants stay out, and cockroaches, stuff like that. Don't get cockroaches, luckily, because our garbage, we get it taken away immediately. We never leave food out. Nothing. I can't stand cockroaches. Hi from the Cayman Islands. Have you been told you look like Jeremy? Yeah. I know. You know what they say? It's the ugliest. I'm just kidding. And click and like on that. Thank you very much for that. I think Jogo was trying to get back for some event that he had already been planning. Yeah, that's what he said in the video. But then he spent 3 days of vlogging in Bacolod. And it was just regular vlogging, wandering around. So it didn't make any sense. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's all good. I've never spoken to him either, so I don't know. I gave up. I used to write vloggers. I used to write like Becoming Filipino, Tim K, all those ones. They never answered. They never responded to me about anything. So I gave up. But I never forgot that, and that's why I reply to everybody. Now, if you just write me hi, I don't reply, because you don't realize I get that many messages. I can't even put a number to them. But most of them are just like fire, heart, hi, hello. A lot of women write me. So it's like, hey, baby, or, I get a lot. Or, can you set me up with a foreigner? And yeah. And so with most of mine, I click, no, I'm not answering that. No, I'm not answering that. If you actually write me, hi, I'm thinking of coming to the Philippines, so on, so on, so forth. I respond to you every day because I know what it's like. I was one of those people that was trying to get information, and no vlogger would answer me that I was watching. And so it's driven me. It's driven me to get there. But thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, he says he doesn't want to mingle with Expat. Yeah, and I do see that. I don't see him other than like staff at like working at a place that he's visiting, and his girlfriend. He doesn't hang out with people. I don't see him talking with a lot of people, right? So, and that's fine. It's fine. Cool. There you go. AI will replace some call center workers. It will make them more efficient. Yeah, the metrics aren't there. Humans will still demand humans to resolve issues. Yeah, until you don't know it's not a human. That's the thing. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough. I hate AI when I'm dealing with customer service. 100%. I absolutely hate it. But it's going to get so good that you're not even going to know. They'll even tell you, no, I'm human. What are you talking about? They'll be able to ring off things that you won't even that'll just seem so personable that you'll be like, oh yeah, that's human. They're going to get that good. Because the incentive is there. That's why it'll happen. The incentive's there, they'll make the money into making things that are so powerful, so convincing. That's how it works. How is Kat doing? Dinner on me. Hey, look at this. Sarge. USMC Sarge, thank you very much. Dinner on me. I never see anybody post anything about marinas. Are there good marinas? Oh, yeah. So, I do have, Sarge. Okay. There's 2 or 3, well, you have 3 or 4 options. Manila Yacht Club is a good place. You're right by the U.S. Embassy. Is right there. The Manila. If you want, if that's a consideration for anybody in the audience, I know the head of it. So the Manila Yacht Club. So if you contact me, I will give you his information. I'm not going to share it online, but serious inquiries only. if you'd like to join the Manila Yacht Club or live on a sailboat in there, that kind of thing. U.S. Embassy right there. You got Mall of Asia right there. The casinos. You got the city. You got everything, and you're right there. It's good spot. The second one is Subic Bay. So we're Freeport, Subic Bay area. There is a very exclusive yacht club there, but with like a beautiful subdivision. They even have nice apartments and condos and everything else. So that's the next one, Subic. So we're the Americans, really were. Cebu's got a decent one. It's on Mach 10. I actually wanted to show it in my drone, but then I never got around to it, and I felt bad. But it faces Cebu City, so the bridge is there, and it faces Cebu City into this way. You're still on Mach 10, but you're not facing out that way. You're facing in to the channel and the bridge and everything. And so that's another one. Oh, I got a little clear that up there. Sorry, guys. Let me go back to your comment. You got a huge one here. Oh my God, I'm going to finish this quick. Not really. Sarge, I'll answer this. There is, Iloilo has a smaller yacht club. It's newer. They have, a big dock and everything, but what they do is they bring your boats in, and they have a big building, and so that they don't stay in the channel, because there's just not enough room in the channel for if they were all there, and then all the big ferries that come up the channel. And so you can dock your boat during the day and everything, but at night they bring it in. They have these trolley things that bring it into the building and store it. But that's not living on a sailboat, but you can park a sailboat there, and they'll bring it in. The next one is Boracay, and all these places, actually, even here, people will anchor and then bring a dinghy in. So, some yachts do that over here. Just around this bay right over here behind me, they will anchor. So you can do that in Boracay, you can do that here, you can do it in Panglao. There's a lot of places you can do that, no problem. Anywhere there's a Coast Guard. We have a Coast Guard right around this corner here. You'll have no trouble, you can put it there, it's safe. Another really interesting thing I'm going to show you, and I'm going to get to this crazy ice cream money in a second here. Wow. I'm going to show you quick here. Let's see where I was on this, right? And I was trying to look something up here, but I'm going to put Google Maps here. No, map. There we go. Learn to spell. I'm going to show you something cool. And time of year matters. Right now, most people that do live on sailboats, they go back, they leave them in the bay, and they go back and they live in America, Canada. So anybody who visits there now, not so busy. And ignore all my crazy tags. I don't like how slow that's going, but that means the internet's not great. You guys, I want to keep you in. So, all right, so here we go. Okay, so here is Bacolod. It's really loading slow. It's scaring me. Dumaguete is right here. Make sure you guys can see all that, right? Yeah, you can see it. So see all the way down this coast. You're going to go all the way down, and then you go all the way down to right here. We're going to see this viewing deck here. Look at this. Let it load. Let it load. Come on. Come on. Too far away from my router. Load. Load. But anyway, see all these sailboats? Now it's coming into view. Look at all those sailboats, catamarans, everything, right? People are all living on their sailboats here. This is the sailboat community. And not only this viewing deck here, but there's businesses lined up around that have food, that have boat repairs, that have fuel, docking stations, like different things that are service industry for people who want to be. This is a protected bay. And so, you got all these ports in here, and different things you want to buy stuff. But there's a whole thing, and then you can drive to Dumaguete. You can drive to Sipalai's not even that far, I don't think. Well, Bayoan City and Dumaguete are right there, and Sipalai's next after that. So, and there's Siquijor right over here. But yeah, this is kind of a cool thing, and there's a whole community of people that live on sailboats there, and that's why I had to show you, because that's pretty cool, right? I think it's pretty cool. A lot of people don't know that exists. I have a video there. It's in my Dumaguete videos, but I can't remember. It was like out of town Dumaguete, something like that. I have a video, and I meet some people that live down that way and stuff like that. This is really cool. So anyway, now what do I say about this one though? $125 for ice cream chip or chippy wing. 2046. Wait a minute. I'm gonna be right back. $125. $1. I got to do something here to make that worth it. Laura. Laura. I want you to come with me and say thank you. Somebody give $125. I think a lot of people. Eh? Mm-hmm. You're going to come say thank you. Okay? Yes. Okay. Mommy's got a little party in there, eh? Yeah. Where's my shoes? I don't know, but I'll carry you back, I guess. Or you can run back. Just be careful. Look! Look who I have, guys. Look who I have. Look who I have. I'm going to put it on the camera so you can see, okay? Hey! Laura. Hi. Yeah. Oh, my screen. I don't know why it flashed. Okay. Laura, what do you say? Thank you. Yeah! Camera's there, actually. Woo! Thank you, guys. Yeah, good job. You're still in pajamas, eh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're having fun with the ladies? Mm-hmm. Yeah? They're having a party. They're having a party because mommy's healing, right? Yeah. Yeah, what happened to mommy? Do you know? I don't know. Did she have surgery? Yeah. At the hospital? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she get cut? Yeah. And then they sew her back up? Yeah. And she got a stomach squeeze there. She cut it off. Off of her belly. I don't think it was her belly, though. No? No. It was right here only? No, it was lower, remember? Lower? You remember? I don't know. That's okay. Well, we'll just call it a belly for you anyway. But, yeah. So, but mommy's getting better now, right? Yeah. A little bit every day? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, you had fun at the expat meetup yesterday, right? You got to see so many expats? Yeah. And even some kids? Yeah, and so we had a lot of fun, but people were giving her, one gave her a Snickers chocolate bar. Too much candy. Too much candy. Well, this kid just gave $125 ice cream. So, what else did you get? You got a buko pie from David and Irene. Uh-huh. And what else? Oh, French fries from Joe M. Yeah. French fries and gravy. Yeah, only one because I said, I don't want French fries. I like buko pie. You like buko pie. That's right. That's right. Only healthy foods, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for coming to say thank you to everybody. There's so many people here you should be thanking. So many. Everybody's being so nice today. Yeah. So nice. Yep. So really. Okay. So I'm going to go back to that comment there. You can stay if you want, or you can go back to your girl party if you really want. So I want to go back to. Okay. I figured you wanted to go back to your girl party. Thanks for coming to say thank you. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you. That's really awesome of you. Thank you. Okay. I enjoy the Rock and Jazz channel, but they post and then nothing for days or weeks. I would think they need to be. Yeah. What I was saying about stay in your lane is a very important part of the YouTube. Like if somebody wants to be successful on YouTube, it is having charisma, being comfortable in front of a camera and all that. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Being comfortable in front of the camera will just come with time. You'll eventually just get good at it. It'll just, because it comes second nature, practice. So, but charisma, you either have it or you don't. Likability, that kind of thing. Like I feel like if you have to be that kind of person. You can enter in a room, you can easily make friends, and people generally like you. I think you either have that or some people are just not built for that. We can't all be basketball players, right? It doesn't matter how much you want to be a basketball player, or even a baseball player or whatever. Like I think there's certain things that make people very successful, and then other people that you're going to be limited because it's just not your expertise or something, or whatever. So anyway, stay in your lane, be charisma and all that, of course, but consistency. You're exactly correct. Like when I restarted this channel, I did not miss a day for 365 days. Every single day I put up a video. You want to grow fast, that's the way you do it. And for example, you want to grow fast in Facebook, you have to do 4 a day. You want to grow fast on TikTok, it's 16 a day. 16 clips. They're all short little clips. So I gave up on. I have a pretty big following on TikTok, but I don't post there. I don't post on Instagram. At the end of the day, those two, I had to pick my priorities, and now I just stick with Facebook and YouTube. I still have the other one, so just maybe one day I'll. But at the end of the day, time management matters. So anyway, being consistent is a super important thing. You will never, you can't be successful. It just won't work. The algorithm is never going to like you, and that's all algorithm, and that's not going to change. So, you mentioned trash. So, fun fact, we lived here for 6 months, and the garbage man just stopped showing up, and he's never come back. So we hire this truck driver who takes it to the dump for us. And all we have to do, as soon as we have like a couple of bags, we contact them and say, come and get it. And half an hour, whatever, that day. He always comes and he takes it away. That's how I do it. But there is supposed to be garbage pickup, but I don't know what's going on. We can only guess at this point because we were away for New Year's that year. And maybe they didn't. We weren't there to give him a tip. That's all we can think of. That might be. And then he just never came again. And we're near the end of the barangay, so he just doesn't even come down this way. Just dealt with it. What can I expect the weather to be doing in Boracay over the next few days? So Boracay got really gross for last week. There was all this like garbage because of the tides, right? The tides got different there, and it's different than it is here, even though it's just that way, just around that corner is Boracay. So, but they're getting the waves this way. That's why, and a little more to the open ocean, like at Palawan over there, and then just kind of open ocean. And so they get some pretty insane waves when they want to, and it doesn't happen very often. But anyway, they got a lot of garbage and a lot of seaweed, and it just looked gross. And then it got up on the sand. They clean it every single day in Boracay, so. But those are hit and miss. And then you've got that April, January where they get that, is it green? I think it's green. The water turns all like this slimy green look, and that's not pretty. And it doesn't happen always. Like it could be a 1 week in January, 1 week in April that they get that thing. So I think the garbage and the thing is now past. So I think in the next few days you're actually going to be okay. The weather's looking really good. Yeah. You know, there's this guy, I don't know if he's Canadian or American. I think he's American, right? Westpac? You guys probably all know him. Westpac, he's great. He lives here in the Philippines, and he's a meteorologist, and he's really good. So check his YouTube out, and check that out. I think you're going to be okay, though. Hello, I'm here in Legazpi today, heading back to Manila in a little bit. What'd you think, Edward? Thanks for being a member, by the way. What'd you think about Legazpi? I haven't been there yet. I'm going to go there. I know they just had another volcano erupt like a month ago or something, right? I thought this was a regular guy. My mistake. Oh, come on. I don't look at it. I don't look like him. He's just clean shave. Where is the best seafood? Well, you know the funny thing is we're the seafood capital of the Philippines, right? But it's not for what people think. Yes, we have seafood restaurants all the way down. But then people come here and they're like, why is seafood expensive? Compared. Not expensive compared to the West, but I mean compared to other areas. And it's because the best seafood, and it's going to be limited, will be in a fishing town that has no export. They have nowhere to export. So they only can sell to the local market, to the local restaurants, to the local market. You're going to get the best prices, and you're going to, overall, you'll have a better, cheaper experience, I guess you can call it. It won't cost you as much. When you come here, we have huge export market. Fish gets sold to Canada here, America, Japan, everything, with warehouses all over, going up and buying in bulk from every fisherman that comes in, and then so therefore any fish that's at the market is competing in that price range with the fact that all these countries are buying their fish at a certain price that other markets don't have. They only have the local market, so what the locals can afford to buy the fish for is their price, where here it's the export market dictates the price. And so all the restaurants here are competing with that, everything. And so we have a huge selection. You come down here and everybody's got a selection. You could go to certain ones, they have lobster. Not always going to find lobster everywhere, right? Crab, that kind of thing. Like we have, I've only eaten there once, so I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it's a nicer seafood high-end restaurant that's, and Bitoy's does good seafood too. So I shouldn't say it's just them, but there's one that's specifically known as the upper class one. So seafood is great here. There is a lot and the bigger supply, but don't expect it to be the cheapest price for that one reason. I'm going back to Canada in October. If I can send you a small care package like maple syrup, etc., I will DM you. Fantastic. Actually, if anybody's coming from Canada, our friend Ralph there has a few shirts that he needs to get over here. So if anybody's coming here from Canada, he can send it to you in Canada, wherever you are, overnight, 2 nights, whatever Purelator is these days or whatever. And then if you could put it in your suitcase and you bring it to me in Roxas City, if you're already coming here, please message me, email me, thatphilippineslife@gmail.com, thatphilippineslife on Facebook. Just send me a message saying, hey, I am coming to visit you in Roxas in 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, whatever it is. I have room. I can bring a few shirts for you. Great, fantastic. And I'll get Ralph to send it over to you, because Ralph, that's in the comments here, he printed up some that he's like, we got to get them to you, and it's very expensive to ship things like that. It could be like $100 to send 2 t-shirts. It's silly. So where he can send it locally, $10 or something, and get it to you, and you can just stick it in a suitcase, that would be great. What's I'm willing to travel along with the ferries. I travel for work in the USA, and driving does not bother me. So yes, I want to see the country. Honestly, I would do that East Coast. It's just the time of year. It could be dangerous. Like I remember when they hit Southern Leyte that one time. Like there was no electricity for like a month there, and the roads were blocked by trees on top of the roads and stuff. That's the only thing I'd be worried about. The other way you don't have to worry about. The ferries will, the good thing about typhoons is you have 3 to 4 days notice, right? It's not like a earthquake happens without anybody knowing, or a volcano erupting out of nowhere, So typhoons, you get plenty of days notice. So if you have the Windy app, just like it sounds, Windy, download that app. And if you're looking at it morning and afternoon, checking the days going out and everything, it's great. It'll help you a lot. It won't tell you about rain 100% and all that stuff, but it'll definitely tell you about the typhoons forming. Do you hold resentments for those you thought took advantage of your generosity? No. There's plenty of people that have borrowed money and that never paid me back. I try to put myself in their other shoe, and that's how I get through those type of things. I try to put myself in their shoe. But when I see them be very successful and they still don't pay back, I just go, oh well, just don't lend to them again. Learn your lesson. I know you can put land in the name of your spouse, but can you buy land in the name of your child? Yes, Filipino child. That way you can get the land passed. Yep, exactly. Even when they're a minor, but if you pass away, the mother will be the guardian, and so she has control until your child becomes of 18. So that's the only thing. The mother will have that. But yes, 100%, you can put in your kid's name. Definitely want to come to Roxas City, Bacolod, Dumaguete, Iloilo, Leyte, all the way down. So if you want to do Leyte, plus all of those, so you'd go from Iloilo over to Bacolod, go over to Dumaguete, then go to Cebu, because it's the shortest boat you've ever seen. It's very, very short. Then you're going to go all the way up and go to Cebu and all that, and then just go all the way up past Bogo City and all that, and there's a ferry from there. It'll take you way over to Leyte. And then from Leyte, you can just make your way the rest of the way, then Siargao, then into Davao. 100%. That's really easy, actually. The good thing is on Google Maps, if you zoom in, they show the dotted lines of all the ferries. So what port it goes from, and then that. And then you can go on Facebook and put in that port here, ferry, or it's not exactly right. You're going to have to Google it, that ferry, and then it'll show you the companies. that run the ferries there. Then you check their Facebook for the most accurate schedule and price. So it's a mix there. But don't trust all these websites. Oh my God, no. Find the actual company's Facebook page. Very, very important. I'm losing my voice already. Oh, it is almost 2 hours. As a foreigner, you can't get financing. And Catherine technically has no income, or not enough. So she can't get financing. So no financing. I actually, I'm not stupid. I have a bigger channel, 250,000 on Facebook. I have 120,000, something like that here. And so I've tried to some of these used car dealers here that, are pretty reputable companies and stuff like that. And I've talked to them like, listen, this is who I am. This is how much I make every month, everything. Can I give you like 50, 75K a month? Every single month until it's paid off with your interest, whatever. And so I can get this vehicle. And they all just said no. No, I'm sorry, you're a foreigner. No, I can't do that. Can't do that. So even though it would be double, 2.5 times the payments they would make from a Filipino, because they'll have financing for them, they'll want 30,000 or 25,000 a month for them to rent that car or to purchase that car with financing. Still, they're like, you can just leave tomorrow. Nobody stops you. And that's what they're worried about. And I'll skip off and go somewhere else. So, what is the name of the island near you that they are building the bridge to? So that's Guimaras Island. So Guimaras it looks like, but it's called Guimaras. Anyway, Iloilo. It's a Guimaras Island. Guimaras Island. And then the top of that one is going to connect to Negros. So closer to Sipalai, to be honest, is Sipalai City is where they'll be connecting. And so there's supposed to be 2 bridges built to go to that island. I've been tempered because people have said, Michael, I've been here for 10 years. 10 years ago told us that it was starting any day now. So I've been tempered just based on that. Cat is doing very well, much better. Can't walk much, so we have some visitors right now, all the wives and girlfriends and stuff like that. They're all visiting today, and stopping in to check on her and hang out with her. And she's getting kind of bored just laying around. So, Lone Ranger, yep. Who pays for universal basic income? Yeah, no, it would be like that. It would be these corporations. It would just be like the government would own a percentage in the dividends. I think they're talking about stuff like that. They're like, but it's just money's just money. I don't even know, but it won't be a basic income, by the way. Basic income would be so little, but okay. It was just put to me this way. It's way off topic on this AI stuff again. And they said, it's hard for us to understand that one day things will be so cheap it's essentially free. But just imagine you're King Henry VIII, right? King Henry VIII had everything at his fingertips. He had all the money in the world. He could have anything that nobody else could have. But he did not have clean drinking water running out of a tap. He did not have medicines that could heal anything. He did not have all the things like cell phones. He did not have internet. He did not have all the things. So the richest man in the world in the 16, 17, 18, what was that, 1800s, early 1800s, 1700s? I don't even know. I don't know Richard VIII. Anyway, the richest man, the most powerful man at the time, could not have these things, no matter how much money it was. And today, maybe not so much the clean drinking water out of a tap in all places, but in like the poorest of the poor in many countries, still have clean drinking water out of a tap. They have a cell phone with the internet with friggin' AI on it. They have it's hard because we live in it to see how crazy that sounds. You have to take yourself out of it and go, oh yeah. And so now with AI and robotics and everything else, and able to calculate things that just are insurmountable before, and do insurmountable things, and invent insurmountable amounts of things, and like every problem we've ever faced, like we can't get a solar panel past 25% because physics says so.
maybe how we think about things is the reason that we think that way, or something. I don't know, or maybe something we presumed. Whatever it is all those things will go away. AI will optimize everything, artificial intelligence, because you can't be 10 million people, you can't be 10 billion minds, but it can. So it's just hard to imagine, but the costs of things will just be so insurmountably small, infinitesimal, and just like the fact that Lara, being only 5 years old, will probably never die. It's kind of good that our birth rate has fallen so far, because the science will be so insurmountable, like the progression of science, the progression of identifying everything, not controlled by a drug company anymore, because an AI isn't owned by the drug companies. Just imagine how insurmountable any problem will be 10 years ago. It's just comical now to solve. So easy. So easy. So every cure, everything, telomeres, as long as you want them. And telomeres dictates, how long your cells just keep regenerating. So I'm getting way off. Way off topic. Hey, would an Irish boat go well in Roxas City? No. And I'm not saying that because of the beaver. I'm saying it because of the beaver. But I'm not saying it because it would be competition to the beaver. I'm just saying no. Alcohol is falling out of favor. I'm being very honest. It's falling out of favor with everybody. People have one or two beer now or whatever. People don't get drunk anymore. People drink a lot, and if they do, it's because it's a special event. So maybe the expat meetup, they might drink a little bit more, but the next day, there's nobody in there drinking like that. It's just a trend worldwide. Alcohol isn't, people are just not using it as much anymore. So having great food with great service, with enough customers that are walking by every day, would be the only suggestion. I really don't like the restaurant business anymore. I don't think it's a good idea for people. But if you're in Baraka, if you're on Peng Lao, on the busiest islands, where tourists come in and they flood that street every single day, all you have to do is have the best service and the best ambiance and the best food. And you just, how are you going to go wrong? The customers are already there. But putting yourself somewhere and expecting to draw the customers to you is so risky, so difficult. Plus, it feels like it'll be never-ending work to get that to keep happening. But anything's possible. So, Catherine's doing better, thank you. Exactly. I'm not saying everybody exactly. Some people just don't want to be on camera. It's not always nefarious. That's true. It's a huge problem too. Lawyers are using AI legal briefs, and judges are sanctioning them. Yeah, but it's going to get to a point where, like, if you already noticed, a year ago, AI was hallucinating at such a huge rate, and now it's down to almost rarely hallucinating. And give it one more year, and you will not find an error or a mistake in it. And just look on like Twitter X, right? And you can tell there's so many people that just get AI to write their things because the tone of it, it's just the way, it's like every person has a personality, AI has a personality, right? So you're like, that was written by AI. A year from now, you're not going to know that if it's, no. It'll be so nuanced, it'd be impossible. It just will, yeah, it's just exponential. Yes, I am. I believe in God. I believe there's a creator. And yeah, I believe in doing right and wrong. And I believe we're already ingrained in it. Like even when you're a child, you knew when you did something wrong. You felt it. You feel that inkling. You feel that gut rot. You feel, I do know that my consciousness is separate from my meat body. I know there's a difference. That's what I know. Philippines signed an agreement with the Pax Silica initiative, but they can't even supply the country with power now. Yeah. multiple power plants are not operational already. There's a huge power problem. We're in the west of Visayas, in the Visayas region is sitting at 99.9%. So it produces almost exactly. So as soon as we have a day that we need more power, we're always having brownouts, right? They have to not here so much. They take the big fish, so they take Iloilo City or they take Bacolod, and they'll give them a 12-hour brownout for that, because knocking out Roxas City wouldn't do much. We're a smaller city, and so they do that quite often. We need more power, but that's where I made a video there. It's one of the biggest opportunities. You can get long tax holidays, all kinds. They might even give you land. They'll give you all kinds of stuff. If you want to do wind power, because we get a lot of wind, here, especially with the mountains and the ocean. If you want to do wind power company here, if you want to do even solar power company, if you want to do hydro dams, they will give you the rivers to do it. They will do everything, anything. They'll give you the 99-year lease on it. A corporation, you're allowed to do that, and they're giving every incentive for foreign companies, foreign people to want to come in and make the investment. They will give you like a guaranteed so many kilowatt hours. They will guarantee you payment of that kind of thing once you're fully operational. They're willing to do anything because it is their biggest problem here. But in Luzon, they do have a 25% capacity excess, surplus. So they do have that, but that's 25% of it existing. But AI uses tremendous power in that, what is it? The new terafab facility alone, which is only to produce the chips, something like that. I think it said it's going to be 4 times the amount of electricity the United States use. Some crazy number like that. I want to prepare. Okay, so the only thing you can do for the SRV before you travel, because you can't apply for it overseas, is go ahead and get your background checks done with your RCMP or FBI or whatever. Get them done and get it notarized. Bring it to the embassy or mail it to the embassy, whatever. Arrange with them to get it not notarized, apostle stamped. But it has to be, I believe, 6 months. So I could be wrong. It might be 12, but let's say 6 to be safe. It has to be within 6 months of your actual application. It's still valid. So go and get that 5 months, whatever, 6 months, whatever, before. Get it apostle stamped, and then you're good to go when you come to the Philippines. If you're military and all that, it's the same thing, but it would be your paperwork from that says you're discharged and all that, and bring that to the embassy, consulate, that kind of thing, in your home country, and then you're going to save yourself a bunch of money. Because, like for me, for my application, I have to go to the Philippines Police Department. I got to get my fingerprints done or whatever, and they give it to me. There's a company there's a bunch of them, but there's one in like New Brunswick and that kind of thing, where I've used them in Albania, and they are legally allowed by the RCMP. They are approved to move my fingerprints or like lift them and put them on the RCMP's form and send them into the RCMP on my behalf. And you pay for that service. That company has a nice fat fee for that. I don't remember how much it was with the Albania, but I do remember with the couriering and everything, it's about $1,000 for me to do that whole process. So doing that back home, well, you saved yourself all of that. It was COVID time, so I'm sure it's not the exact same, but couriers are not expensive here. It's like $80, $90, $100 to send it one way back to America. So yeah, those are the things you can do. Yeah. Well, Leyte is super beautiful, but the most beautiful places in the world are fraught with problems from nature. It's almost like nature's way of balancing out. The places that are just like, wow, this place is stunning. Yeah, it's got a volcano that can erupt at any time. But because of all the nitrogen that comes from these eruptions, it's so lush, it's so beautiful there. It's just the price you pay sort of thing, And so the places that get like, look at people love living in beautiful parts of Florida or the Florida Keys, right? Oh, really beautiful there to live. Oh my God. Yeah, until a hurricane comes. Now you got to try to get out. There's one highway, get out of that area or whatever. So it's almost like it's like intentional. Isn't that crazy? You need proof of a 1K pension, and you need a larger bank deposit. yeah, that's you can look up online all these things, but of exactly what you fall under. And like I spoke to a guy recently, and he worked for Red Cross for a long time, and he traveled the world for Red Cross and different things like that. That guy gets the same as the military. He gets the courtesy visa because so it's not just military. You can actually work for. I'm gonna my voice is going. Voice is going. So let's go. I'm an engineer. I plan on introducing some new modern technologies when I build our home. Fantastic. Yeah. Now think of all the things that are not limited anymore. How you can design the most sustainable house possible using the entire mind of the human race. Yeah, exactly. I know he was really excited to ride the bike, but only for an hour and a half. I don't know how long does it take to get to Dumalog again, because that's it, and he parked it. So yeah, 2 hours or something. Yeah. Yeah, and he kind of like sticks to Dumageddon too, right? It's not like he's traveling around the country or anything. Like that's not his thing normally. Anyway, I'm not trying to drag him through anything. I was just surprised. I'm like, you don't come here. And he stayed. Okay, I just want to be clear. He stayed at like he got a place at the San Antonio Resort. Anybody who's been here, San Antonio Resort is how far my Kubo is to the Canadian Beaver, to my house. My house is right there. Here's the Kubo. That's how far you would have to walk from the parking lot or where he parked his bike to go to the Canadian Beaver. Lone Ranger. Oh, you guys are chatting. Okay, Monk's Jump, thank you very much. There you go. Very interesting place to live on a sailboat. That's right. And it's like a safe harbor base, so it's really great. You have to be true to who you are instead of trying to play it out. Yes. Well, also, it's going to feel like too much work. You're going to get burned out. You're going to hate life. Do whatever you love, right? Like, there's some great YouTube channels that are like the guy loves motorbikes and he just like motors, right? So, help me out. He's Kicks for rides for kicks, something like that. And he's in Thailand, Bangkok, that kind of thing. And he loves like he builds like big engines, and he loves speedboats, and he loves bikes, and he likes cars. He just like engines and everything. Yet he's in Thailand. Comes to the Philippines sometimes too, and he's in Thailand. And yet he makes a ton of money doing what he loves. He loves his YouTube channel has allowed him to open a big shop and of all these vehicles and these cool boats and everything, doing everything he loves. That passion shines through to people, and therefore they're attracted to watching his channel, right? If you're trying to fake something, you're just never going to get anywhere. If you're just people can tell, like, you're just trying to get the views, you're trying to get the likes or whatever. But like, if you just stick to what you like to do, it's just going to be so much easier. You're not going to spend a lot of time like, oh, what do I film today? Oh my God. Oh, let me look to see what everybody else is doing. Oh, okay, I guess I could wing that, that kind of thing. Yeah. But we all go through it. I try to remember like 5 years ago or whatever when I started on the other channel, like, I fell for the traps. Oh, okay, we have to go try Jollibee. We got to try do this. We got to try do that, and all that stuff, stupid stuff. And I tell people now, don't waste your time with that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, it looks like you get a lot, but you don't. You get a bunch of viewers that are never going to watch your other stuff. Like, stop. Don't do that stuff. Just share your life. If your life's interesting enough, people will watch. And your passion is that strong, it'll come through. Can foreigners use Gcash? Kinda. My Gcash, I could never. Other people have told me they could. They took their ACR card, a tourist ACR card that has their address, and they were able to confirm their identity. They rejected mine like so many times, and then they left it. So when I log into my Gcash, it says under review. It's been 3 years. So. And there's no way, like, there's nothing you can do with it. It doesn't let you do anything else. So, yes, I've heard from many people. No for me, but I have a Philippines bank account, so I don't care. because I can pay people on Gcash. If they say, hey, can you send me money on Gcash? I'm like, yeah, give me the QR code, and I use my bank account to scan and pay. So. Seaweed is an excellent fertilizer. Oh, there you go, many trace minerals. Apparently it's good for food too. I want to travel YouTube also when doing holistic healing with someone I met. Meeting expats, getting them out of yoga, sound healing. I'm also trying to get more younger veterans. Yeah. Again, tighten your lane. That'd be the only thing I'm going to say. It sounds to me the most important part is the holistic thing. Yoga, sound healing. If you get that audience, they will click on every video. People that click on every video, algorithm loves, you will grow. If you change that too much and have that as like the number 2 of the second part of that thing, the channel will always stay small. You might have 2,000-3,000 subscribers. Views will, when you put out a certain video, oh, look at that, I got 8,000 views on this one, but then every other one's 300, 400, 500, 80, whatever. But yeah, that's the only thing I would say. It's so important to stay on target. Start another channel is what I tell other people. You want to start doing stuff that has nothing to do with the stuff you do now. Start a separate channel just for that stuff. It's algorithm based. It's not the people watching the channel that are deciding this. It's the algorithm that decides it, and that's really important. Good evening. Wanted to let you know how much I enjoyed your. Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you. Okay, we're getting near the end. Thank you guys for starting to slow down. I think. Water turning green. Yeah, the algae bloom. Yeah, that's the one that they just recently have, and it kind of doesn't look as pretty. But you can go to the other beach. I should have mentioned that. Boracay has 2 coasts, right? Like two major coasts. And they even move the port different times of the year because of the winds and the waves and everything. So they have to move it to the other side. I know. I lived at the port they moved for a few months of the year called Tambisaan. I lived on that side. That's where I lived when I lived in Boracay. But anyway, so if it's bad over there, you just go to the other side. And if you're near the D Mall in the middle, you can walk, and it's like 10 minutes to go to the other side because the way the island is shaped, it's narrow in the middle. We get them in the West Coast too. Yep. Still a couple of years till retirement, but we're going to start a construction on a house near Pennyton. We'll swing by when we come out there to check on it next year. Fantastic. I just hope you have somebody you really trust to keep an eye on when the construction's happening. If you don't, do like what other people do. The first part of their thing is they put in, they hook to the power grid, right? Obviously. They put one big pole, very big bamboo pole, like 6-inch diameter. They put it in the center, and then they have a box put in. Inside it is a Wi-Fi router with fiber. Right? Have the fiber run to it if you can. If it's not, it's going to have to be Starlink. I'll figure it out. Anyway, it's got a battery backup, and then it's got like a little breaker in it. And within, at the top of the posts, so here's the construction site. This is where the supplies are going to get stored. A lot of them sleep and live on there, so their huts are going to be over here or whatever. And there's your construction site. And they mount like 3 CCTV cameras on that pole there, 20 feet up in the air. It can't be messed with or anything. And they put it there. It protects like all the supplies that you're buying. Make sure nobody's stealing it. You put a couple lights on it too, by the way, so that you want the people to know the cameras are there. Right? It's a deterrent. You can't be staring at your camera 24/7 when you're in the West. And then that they can keep an eye and they can see what they've done every day, if they're being lazy, if they're not working, but they're telling you they're working, that kind of thing. But also the materials don't go walking out of the door. And for that cost, like it's good CCTV, I think 9,000 pesos, so $170 installed for 3, because they're just fixed cameras, but day, night, color cameras with a DVR for that much money. So then you just have your Wi-Fi, you're going to need it anyway when your house is built. So you're going to need the router anyway, so you're not wasting any money. You're going to have that put in. You're going to have the a battery backup thing. Just, it's got to be able to do the, want to be able to see it no matter what. So you can get one of those for 20,000 pesos. It's not be that powerful. So 20,000, and you'll just use it in your house later anyway. So again, not wasting a little, and just a small breaker, just so that you can have the plugins, that kind of thing. That's it. That's it. So for a very small amount of money, you have 24/7 access to watch your construction site, since you can't be there all the time. We're coming in November. We can bring the please message me then. I will put you in touch with Ralph. Ralph can. Ralph is coming in November, December actually. He was trying to get him to me sooner actually. So thank you, Vestigo. But we're looking for somebody coming from Canada, any part of Canada, like this month, August or maybe early to September, because I think he's coming October or November, something like that. I totally forgot about that. Thank you though. Appreciate that. Is there an organized self-driving tour called the Philippines Loop? There is. Yes, for motorbikes, right? And it's like the Philippines Loop is actually, it's about 30 days, I think. And but some people are like, yeah, I don't want to do that, because they have like checkpoints and all that stuff like that. But if people that want organized stuff, Philippines Loop. But we also have one here called the Panay Loop. I think there's one for all of Negros also. There might even be a Cebu Loop. There's a whole bunch of them. Check them out on Facebook, Philippines Loop, and then also you can look up your island specifically. Because you're right, I totally forgot about that. That's right. If you buy a condo and for whatever reason you get your visa renewal denied, wow. Is there a renewal for SRV? I don't think there's a renewal. I think that's it. You have permanent resident status. What happens to your condo? Do you have to sell it or keep it while you try to resolve your visa? Well, see, the thing is maybe you're saying as a tourist, if you have a tourist visa and you're not on a retirement visa. No, your ownership stays the same. That has nothing to do with anything. You can keep it forever. Foreigners are allowed to own condos. So there's tons of condos here that are owned by Chinese people that don't even live here. Probably haven't been here in 5 years. Chinese government doesn't really want them flying here all day. Used to have all these flights here from China. They don't exist anymore. Everywhere used to have them. Because after COVID, they wanted travel to be internal, and there's not a whole lot of Chinese tourists anymore. But yeah, you can keep that forever. There should be no problem. Nah, there won't be any problems. You can keep it. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Was that $40? What the heck? Wait a minute. Come back to that. Mike, you met Scotty Boy. What do you think? I've never met him, actually. What do you think about leaving? I don't even know if he's going to leave or anything. I think he's smart, and he's just taking advantage of the talking points of a few very small creators that are saying that he's being deported. You can make people file crazy reports on people all the time, right? The police aren't going to do anything. Like, they're going to, prosecutor number one is going to do. He's going to look in the channel and he's like, oh, it's good for the Philippines. Look at all the promotion he's getting. People are coming. Don't see any laws being broken. They don't really care as much as you guys, like the haters, care. They care like so much. Where the Philippines is like, nah, unless they're really hurting somebody, they don't want, they like, it's getting the word out that come travel to the Philippines is pretty important. Nobody wants to politically rock the boat. You really have to be an asshole. You really have to break major laws. You really have to push a lot of bad buttons. And as far as I know, like, they haven't even talked to him. So you're not just going to instantly get deported. They haven't even talked to him. But he's using it. I think he's like, hey, this is great. This is great. Everybody's talking about me. If everybody's making videos about you, you're going to be all of a sudden your views are going to go flying through the roof too. So thank you for the super chat. That's really awesome. And I'm pretty sure if you want to drop me a message, I can double check that for you. And you give me a $40 super chat, of course. But I think I already know the answer, but I will 100%. If you want a confirmation on that, message me. Drop me an email, message me on Facebook, and I'll give you the official real answer. But I'm already certain. But I'm happy to do that. How do you get access to money from the USA without heavy fees? So I have Wise, by the way, linked in the description. Use mine. You get your first transfer free, and I get $10. It's just I'm not sponsored by them, but it's what do you call it? They have a referral fee. So hey, we both win. So description of all my videos. So Wise is great for me. I have a Canadian bank account on there, of course, that I link to my real Canadian bank account, so I can move money in. And then I have a USA bank account because I have a couple little things that I do online that I get paid in the US. So they pay me in US dollars, and I'd like to keep it in US dollars. I don't want to turn to Canadian, and so I have it paid there. But then I had to do, I can't remember what it was, but I had to do something with Singapore. I was going to open a corporation there. That's what it was. So I opened it. The Wise is so easy. Wise gives you real bank accounts in every country. So I have my Canadian one at first, right? Okay, fine. Linked it to my Canadian bank account. Then I made a Philippines bank account. It gives me transit number, branch ID. It's a real bank account. I'm like, oh my God. So then I opened like the Singapore one. I have an American one. I have, what else do I have? I have another crazy one. I have British pounds, because Wise pays me in British pounds. So I was like, okay, I'll open a British bank account. You can open, like, I think they allow up to 23, don't quote me. I think it's around 23. It'll say on the screen, so it doesn't matter. You're allowed to have 23 different bank accounts all over the world. And so it's great. So anybody wants to send me US dollars, okay, go ahead. Here's my US dollar QR code. Or here's the whole, all things from a check, that kind of thing. Plus they have debit cards. I never got the debit card, but you can use the debit card and you can just take money out at the ATMs and everything. So yeah, Wise, man. Use my link. You get your first transfer absolutely free. Plus they have the best exchange rates in that I've compared it multiple times, because people are like, oh, Remitly is better. And I'm like, here, look, today's rate. Virtually the same fee, like the $5 or whatever for move thousands of dollars or whatever. But look at the exchange rate. The U.S. exchange rate they give better than everybody else, and so therefore it basically makes the fee disappear almost, depending on how much money you're transferring. It'll make it entirely disappear. And so yeah, that's why I use Wise. This is Philippines, not America. Not because you have money, you can just buy land or car. Well, you can buy a car, you can't buy land. The Constitution doesn't allow that, but you can buy a car. That's no problem. How's Catherine feeling? Thank you, Brian. She's getting better. People in there. Yeah, you heard it already. Yeah, Wise. Boom, boom. There you go. I know marriage is not in the cards right now, but if you're married, I was even looking it up again, because I was like, things change. Maybe they changed some laws. Maybe it's easier to get a divorce now. And somebody had mentioned to me, hey, you can get divorced in Hong Kong or Guam, even as a Canadian, and all this. And I was like, oh my God. And so I started looking into it, and no, unfortunately. So what it is when you want to get married here in the Philippines, actually, she'll finish this comment, I'll tell you. She could use your income to qualify for a vehicle purchase. My wife and I purchased a vehicle. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. And I can talk to the bank manager. He doesn't know me. All the bank managers should know me, even though they can't give me a bank account. I do have a BPI, but I had to go to Iloilo to get it. But we can go and sit down with him, and it's like, if he has any say in it, he could probably make it work. But I don't know. That's the problem with Philippines, is they generally don't give a lot of trust to even middle-level employees, like middle management. Trust is just so hard to come by here for employees, and that's why if you're like so frustrated, like why can't the waitress just take that off the bill, or why can't she bring him? They just don't have any authority. That's kind of a problem. Anyway, I was going to say about the thing there. So when you want to get married here, there is a document that the American embassy gives that says, yes, you're not married. You're free to marry, right? That the Philippines needs. It's not the U.S. embassy. There is a document, either way. But Canadians, since we don't have that document, the Philippines government says, okay, if you want to get married, you have to provide us with a letter from the embassy says that you are free to marry, that you are not married under Canadian law. And so even though I could go to Guam, I could stay for 7 days, file an uncontested divorce, as long as it is uncontested, get it granted within 30 days after that, and I could bring it back to the Philippines and get it registered in the Philippines as a divorce. But the Philippines doesn't even recognize the marriage, because we didn't get married in the Philippines. But So I couldn't do that. So I'm like, okay, but I'll have that document to go when you want to get a marriage license. But because I'm Canadian, I need that letter from the embassy. Well, the Canadian embassy will be like, okay, but you need to file that in Canada so that Canada recognizes it before the Canadian embassy will say that yes, you are divorced and you are free to get married. But the problem is Canada does not accept divorce unless you're an ordinary citizen, I didn't realize this, or is ordinary resident. Ordinary resident's 12 months. So it's worse than I thought it was. And so I'd have to go back and live in Canada now for 3 months, for 12 months. One of the two parties has to do that. And then you could file that divorce. And I'm like, So it would have to be like a lot more complicated. We would have to try to get Catherine approved to go to America, which would be Guam, right? And then after that divorce is done, and then you could get married in America with that Guam divorce, and her, I can't remember what it's called here in the Philippines, I don't know, it's Senomar, whatever, that says she's not married, and do that, marry there, maybe, but you know how hard it is to get a Filipino approved to go even to America? I don't know. See how complicated? Got to start over. It was too long of a comment. Better to buy U.S. products, electronics, or go to the Philippines and purchase. Yeah, so electronics here are different. Catherine right now, because our friends were getting rid of their Pixel 11, something like that, Google Pixel phone. You can't buy them here anyway. But either way, the difference is crazy. The screens are actually indestructible. The glass is like the indestructible glass. Here they'll say it is, but that glass, it cracks like so quickly, easily. Everything's so lighter. You can put it on a scale and you'd be like, okay, why is the newest iPhone on a scale, this many grams less than the one that's made in the Philippines? They make it for the market that can afford it, right? So America's market has the best stuff in it. They put the better materials, the better everything into it, so that you can't tell materialistically. Like, it still does everything on the two phones, but the materials that go into that is of higher quality if it comes from America. Not just America, like Europe and Dubai and everything, like all these really places. But anywhere the market they need to be razor sharp on their margins, keep the price as low as possible. They build their electronics differently here. Same plant, I'm sure that it's made out of, but they just make it slightly different to save some money. Thank you very much. Thank you, David. Thank you. So it depends where you go. When I lived in Boracay, I didn't trust what they were saying. They're like, oh no, you drink the water here. Because they shut the whole island down for like 3 years. They but not only put in new water treatment plants, but it's a private company came in and put it in under a contract. And then they got rid of all the copper piping and everything, and they ran all PVC piping through the whole island, everything. And so I ordered water testing kits. And even after the lab results, even like the one that happens, then there's the 3-day test, everything. Better than U.S. standards drinking water when I lived in Boracay. In my house, I lived in the local area too. So I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, I can drink it. But then I go to Cebu and I tested in the Airbnb and I was like, oh my God, the lead content was way over. Like, I was like, oh God, no, you're not drinking that water. Everything was high. But the scary part is where is your bottled water bottled? Because lead doesn't easily come out of water, right? If at all, I don't even know, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't easily come out. If the bottled water company is in like a place that has high lead content, and then all they're doing is putting reverse osmosis or whatever filtering into it, and then selling it as bottled water, you're still getting that water. And so I tested the bottled water from the dispenser machine that they had in the Airbnb, and I tested that, and I was like, oh hell no. It had lead in that too. Over, like, I'm pretty sure 0 is the real legal limit for lead, but either way, it was over. So I never published it. I never could put that video out. That was many years ago. There are laws in the Philippines, so you have to be very careful as a foreigner. You can't disparage. You can't be... No, there's laws. Let's just say it that way. Okay, so you have to be very careful. You can put perspective on things. You can share things in a certain way that's very honest. That's fine. And but yeah, you just have to be careful. We'll leave it at that. A bar without food wouldn't survive anywhere. Yeah, it used to be though. Like look at all the pubs in Ireland and England, and just having a pub or a beach bar, right, where they just have a little tiki bar thing, and people would get cocktails and you could still do that on a very popular beach. But now you're right. Like that's just poof, it's going away. Will have is the key to that. Yeah, they will have. How many gigawatts are they going to produce, and when is that being done first, or I'm not sure. But I think will is the key to that. Did I get this one? Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, let me know if you really need confirmation. I can find that for you. It should be really easy. You still pay. Okay, well, I'm not at that point for myself there, but how much is the renewal annual? Oops. That's better. Oh, the classic. Yeah. I didn't know that. Oh yeah, it's $360 a year. That allows up to 2 dependents for the classic SRV. Never got that. So you're right, $360 a year renewal fee. And if you have the courtesy, which is all the military people here and everything, it's $100 US. And former Filipinos that don't want to get their dual citizenship but do want to retire here, it's $50 a year. Ah, there you go. Thank you. I never even had a reason to look at that, so I am going to be in that process soon. So I'm in application. We'll see. I'm going for courtesy, by the way. So at first they said no because my service was too short in the reserves, but then we submitted everything else, and I think it'll be okay. No, you can't be. You won't. No, there's no reason for you to be denied. No, unless you're breaking a bunch of laws and running around and being a terrible person. But no, you're a permanent resident, so you're not going to get. Just pay your fee. Charles Schwab for the USA, no fees. Yeah, Charles Schwab is another one there that you. But it's a specific kind of account. I think people had mentioned to me. It's not just any bank account. It's a certain account that. Just make sure you have the bank account and you have the qualifying minimums and all that that reimburses international ATM fees, right? Could be wrong, but somebody else had told me that because I'm not American, so I can't get Charles Schwab. If you stay out of trouble, it's not a problem. Yeah, no. Since your YouTube channel is Canadian-based, do you have to declare your earnings as foreign income to CRA? Sort of, kind of, but. I was told this before by an accountant. Be careful giving specific because it's different for everybody and it depends on what dollar number you fall under in your, how many dependents are and everything. And I said that if you're giving tax advice on YouTube, so because everybody's going to be different, and I'm not qualified to give tax advice to anybody on here, and it's going to change. Like some people, when they leave Canada, they still have properties, they have rental income, they have business income, they have like something generating in Canada, that kind of thing, and everything changes. Plus, if your age matters. So I shouldn't answer these questions like I would like to, because it will be wrong, because they will have exactly an entirely different one. Are you still a resident of Canada? Are you not a resident of Canada? Do you have taxable foreign or income inside of Canada? And that kind of thing. But no, I'm not paid from the. But anyway, when you were saying foreign income, no, I'm paid by YouTube Canada. So even your question there doesn't work. I'm paid by YouTube Canada to Canada, and Canada has a tax treaty with the Philippines. But that's all I can't talk about what your taxes would be and how to do it. There is no trust because of culture. Be careful. I have an issue with you reporting when your wife was in the hospital getting clicks. Then you make all the excuses about you being married. I'm no longer. Okay. See you later. I don't know what to tell you. But thank you. It was you that wants attention because you had to come here and write all that. Could have just left. What if I get married? I get veteran benefits every month and other income. Can my wife get a mortgage? Yeah, if you're married, then she can use your income, like somebody else had pointed. That would definitely do it. You know, obviously, the interest rates are enormous here in the Philippines. You're always better to pay cash. It's not like there's no 0% here, man. There's no 3%. There's no 5%. I think you can get mortgages at 8 at the lowest. Most things are 13, 15, 18% here for like car loans and stuff. It's crazy. That's why if I wanted to make a deal with a guy, I'd be like, I can afford 75,000 pesos a month. I'm just because I want to pay it off as fast as possible, because you don't want to be paying those interest rates. It'd be crazy to take a small payment and never get married. There you go. All right, guys. All right. Thank you very much. I got to go. My voice is totally gone. Thank you for joining. This is awesome. I appreciate you guys all coming in here. I like doing these weekly ones with you guys. You guys are many of you, super generous with those super chats. I can't thank you enough. I hope you come and see you sometime so I can just be like, listen, like you can thank you in person or whatever. Like, I never know what to say. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. I'm just glad that everybody watches. I have no expectation of you paying anything like any money or anything like that. And if you're tipping on there, I totally appreciate it. And thank you. So thank you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful week. 2 hours and 45 minutes live. Yeah, exactly. My voice is gone. But hey. Glad we all could hang out. And once again, if you're on thatparadiselife.com, if you're one of my members, tomorrow is the Zoom call. Please don't forget, and just go make sure you click the link to get the link to get into the Zoom call. Put the password in, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, my time, and we'll hang out, chat for an hour. It'd be great. Just depending on how many people show up, should be good. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you all again very soon. tplbuy.com if you're looking for rentals, properties, anything. It's free, absolutely free. And then thatparadiselife.com if you're looking for resources and things. If you want the Wise link, it's in there too. All right, thank you. And hopefully soon Catherine will be able to come on here. If I could get one of those like hospital beds I can wheel, put it right behind here. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, we'll see you later, guys. Thank you. It's not fully paid. Can she take it and we both lose? Hang on. Sorry, I'm going back to this one. I get veterans every month. Okay, no, you have to be married in the United States to get your benefits, I believe. Before, like if you pass away, she can't collect your benefits. Yeah. I believe you have to be married in America too, not in the Philippines. I believe you have to be, or at least be registered in your marriage registered in America to collect Social Security and military benefits, stuff like that. But that's just from what other people tell me. I don't really know. BC wildfires, no joke. Every couple of years, I feel like that's a big thing. Dangerous. Okay, gotta go. Thank you guys. Thank you. Before my voice goes.
the beach? Yeah. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Yeah. Now that's the life, right? That's the dream. See my monitor.